Let's talk about the album.
People were sending me DMs being like, he sucked.
Oh, tell them how you made me quit so I can become the magician.
What's the theme of the next project?
Nigger tunes. That's what led to the insanity.
Like, I really wasn't trying to date him.
Yeah, let's do some rapid fire yapping. This is, I don't know what the fuck this is called yet, but I'm sure by the time you see this,
It'll have a name.
Yeah. I don't know. We tried to workshop something.
We didn't workshop anything.
We did slightly on the last time. The Yapathon, Yappin' Hour, Yappinators, Yappin' and Trappin'.
Yeah, but I thought yapping and trapping, no capping.
Yeah.
No trapping.
This is not a podcast.
This is not a podcast.
If you call it a podcast, there will be consequences. This is not a podcast. But yeah, I don't know what this is going to be called. This is our second time filming this too, so it might be a little bit awkward because we've already talked about everything we probably are about to talk about. And somehow the files got corrupted, but that's another story. Anyway, let's just dive right into this. Black History Month is coming up. We're coming up on Black History Month. You care about that?
Yes.
You care about Black History Month. Tell me why you care about Black History Month.
Because I love Black people.
You know I don't have a gun aimed at you, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to say this.
This is me saying this completely voluntary.
Not what you said off camera.
I consent to this.
All right. Ask me if I care about Black History Month.
No, because you know why. Do you care about Black History Month?
I think we should move on because my opinion doesn't matter. I know I asked, but I didn't. I was just trying to see if you really would, but no, I don't think I should be talking on that. It's not my place to talk on. You're not going to get me canceled today. Anyway. Let's talk about the album.
Let's talk about the album.
The album. Tell the people how you came up with Jim Bolini.
So.
The character.
It feels weird to say this all over again.
Yeah, I know. This is like very awkward to talk about all of this again and act like we did not hear it already, but
so
we were also there, so fuck it.
Yeah. Like, I know you guys are watching this and you're like technically an audience, but we're just talking to camera, so
yeah, it's kind of weird.
It feels funny. In my parents' house also.
Yeah, I don't like this shit.
Anyway, so I came up with Jim Bolini because I don't know if we didn't put it in the lore fully, but so the great Jim Bolini is supposed to be like a murderous magician. And I just really like horror and like theatrical stuff because I'm a theater kid. And when I was little, my uncle did magic shows for us, like just in the houses for like birthday parties or like in the backyard. And I was also trying to figure out like what character hasn't a rapper done, or at least not a big rapper, like that I haven't seen. Magician was all I could come up with.
It really is very weird to say it again. It feels fake. Yes, it does. It feels like an interview. Not like an interview, like a job interview.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. And that's how it came to be. And the hair.
Oh yeah, I came up with his whole look too, because I was like, I saw this picture of a magician called the Great Tom Sony.
Yeah.
I found a picture of him, and he looked really badass on it.
Yeah.
And it had his wife on his shoulder as a little devil. So the lore of it is that even though we didn't fully expound on it, I saw him at a birthday party when he sucked as Jim Kazam. I saw him at a kid's birthday party, and he sucked, and I was like, oh, I can fix him. So I like put him under my spell, and
I'm mind controlled.
And you're mind controlled, and I made you the great Jim. I turned you from boring ass Jim Kazam who sucks ass into like super fucking cool, great Jim Bolini. I name you. I give you your aesthetic to look like Tom Sony, but I came up with his like hair to be the way that it was. Originally, it was supposed to have like a white like Frankenstein streak, but we just couldn't get the
little
like
spray stuff.
white spray paint from like Party City. We were just too lazy to
Yeah,
go
it
do
was honestly just
but
laziness.
so the next best thing was like to split it, and you can kind of see the like where it's split here a little sometimes, but
don't look up Frederick Douglass wigs. They don't fucking exist.
Or at least it's not like as accurate.
It's not accurate at all. It just looks like a nigga was like, "Yeah, the nigga got an afro, give it to him." Like, it does not look like Frederick Douglass at all. But yeah, that was that. Shit. And then you went into researching all the magicians and the different stage magic you're into. Lance Burton, right? Lance Burton's fucking cool as fuck in that one performance.
So when I was trying to decide how I wanted the character to act instead of just look, I was like really delving into like older magicians, because like there's not really that many magicians now that, whereas not theatrical, but just like they weren't the vibe I was going for. So I wanted to do like a staged magician from like back in the day. So I found a few of them, but one that stood out to me was Lance Burton. So he's doing a performance on a talk show. I don't remember who. Do you remember?
Was that Johnny Carson? I think it was Johnny Carson.
I found a video of him doing that, and he looked like he was like smirking the whole time, and he looked kind of creepy, but like handsome, but like he looked like unsettling. He kind of looked like he was up to something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he just had like a swag about him.
Yeah.
So I was like, as soon as I found that video, I decided that's how I wanted Jim Bolini to kind of act. Kind of like Lance Burton meets
Art the Clown
from Terrifier. If you haven't seen that, watch it. It sucks, but on purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I want Jim Bolini as a character to act like kind of creepy, but also like a mute. Also like Art the Clown.
Yes.
So Jim Bolini never talks ever. Like the only time he speaks or whatever is like in song.
Yeah.
If he's not singing or rapping or like performing, he's literally a mute, because since I'm controlling him, I'm the one who's like actually making him do mute magic good. I'm the one who's making him do da 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 da. He's only his own self when he performs.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, that was pretty much how the character came about. Just piecing up all these different things. Oh, and there was like that didn't really play a part too much in it. The movie with Steve Carell.
No, that was just funny.
That was just funny. But I did like how they made fun of Chris Angel.
Yeah, because I really went into like a whole rabbit hole of nothing but magic stuff for a while, and I found a movie where Steve Carell and Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
They were both magicians, like in Vegas, and it was just funny.
And then Now You See Me.
Yeah, but that like literally that was just, I just wanted to watch.
Yeah, no, we just started watching magic movies.
I got really into the whole magic thing. Period.
But yeah, by that point, then we got all the clothes and stuff, and the character was pretty much there. And then I had to like practice being Jim Bolini for like the ring. Oh, well, let's get into the rollout now. That's a good time to get into the rollout. So I had to get into character to be Jim Bolini for the ring camera footage. But before any of that happened, we did tell them how you made me quit so I can become the magician.
So I wanted people to like talk about him, obviously. And I was like, well, what's something that whenever rappers do it, people talk about it. Yeah. And a bunch of rappers like are constantly like quitting music, and then literally immediately after come back, like in the next
Logic quit a billion times, Jay-Z quit.
So I was like, oh, we should just do that, because every rapper does it. It'll just be funny. Like, I thought it was like a running joke for the internet, at least.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll make.
And I had just announced that I was going to.
Yeah, he had already announced he was going to make another album.
So I thought niggas would like
be in on it.
Like, oh, this is a bit.
Stuff. Yeah.
But niggas is like passive listeners and shit, so they didn't really know or care. They just seen the headline. But yeah, that happened, and then we put it all out there, and we formulated this whole plan. If we already knew how it was going to go, I quit to become a magician. Magician sucks. Magician name is Jimmy Kazam.
I thought it was just Jim Kazam.
Jim Kazam.
Because I was like, what's if he did become a shitty magician? Because the plan from the beginning was that he would quit to become a terrible magician. Like he quit for no reason.
Yeah.
So I was like, if he became a really bad backyard magician, what would your basic name be? And Jim Kazam was the only thing dumb enough to me that I was like, that's kind of silly and it sucks. It's the right level of like silly and sucking, because there was like way dumber ones that were too dumb where like you might not believe it. I want it to be at least a little like believable. But yeah, so we called him Jim Kazam, and it was kind of like the level of people that were so angry was
it was like turning the lights on and seeing all the roaches scatter and finally clearing out the house sort of thing, because it felt like niggas was looking for a reason to say some like, fucked up shit.
Hate on you.
Yeah. So like they came out the woodwork as soon as the post came out and was like
it felt like they were waiting for a reason to shit on him the whole time.
A lot of niggas was like, oh, I never liked him anyway.
Yeah, they're like, nigga, oh, you got tired of making music in your car, huh? That's what you get, blah, blah, blah. Like people were sending me DMs being like, he sucked. Why? And on top of that, also at the same time, like, why would he quit to do that? It was just really confusing.
And it's weird because they be the like same people like loving everything. But anyway, back to that. Then we put out the flyers and it was promoting Jim Kazam. And we just we made a flyer that made it look like it was a little shitty magician, local magician.
Like I wanted the flyers to be really basic and shitty also.
Yeah. And we got the phone number, the hotline, and we just found this thing online that was just, we wanted to make it 1-800 like Shazam, like 1-800-SHAZAM, but they didn't have that available because Shazam is like one letter off.
Yeah.
So we had to opt for the 8333 Shazam. It just rolled off the tongue a lot better.
At least better than the other options that we could have had.
Yeah. And then we took the flyer, we printed it here, and we just posted it around here and took pictures and videos of it and just gave it to like some
fans. Sent it to people. We like had warned them, not warned, but like gave them a heads up in the Discord.
Before we even did anything.
So he has a Discord, if you don't know. All the people in the Discord, we usually like tell them stuff a little bit ahead of time. So we asked them like, hey, he's about to start doing a rollout. Does anyone want to post this flyer like if you found it on the street or something?
Yeah.
And thank God people were actually down.
Yeah, people were down to do it. And they started posting the stuff, and from there, I feel like we explained this so much better yesterday, and it's pissing me off that I can't flow from thing to thing.
I don't think we explained it better. I just think it was more natural because now I feel like right now I feel like we sound very like we're in a business meeting. Like we're presenting this to like HR or something. Yeah, or some shit.
It's fucking dumb. All right. We're flyers. We're at the flyers. We put them out. People started posting them. Blah, blah, blah. Then niggas was like, found footage. We skipped over that completely yesterday.
No, we didn't talk about that
part. That was a vital part of it, too.
Yeah. So after the flyers, I was also like, we need to make it. I wanted it to look as real as possible, even though I thought everyone would be like in on it.
Especially because the video itself, like, obviously, we tried to make it look real, but the way we shot it was supposed to be like almost novel, because it was like found footage movies where you just see it's VCR footage. Like obviously,
like it's like pretty obvious. VCR. And on top of that, I was like, oh, they're all filmed to look like a VCR.
Yeah.
So everybody's gonna get that it's a rollout.
Yeah.
Especially like, how would the different people posting it on their story all know to edit it that way? You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
And I guess maybe it was kind of confusing because they just seen all that shit happen and they still in the mode of, oh, this shit is real.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
And I think to our benefit, but also like to our downfall, was the fact that people were believing, oh, since Jimmy didn't post it, he's just sharing someone else posted it.
Yeah.
That also played into like people taking it so personally.
Yeah.
Because they're like, this has to be real. They're posting it. He's not posting it.
Not downfall, detriment.
There you go.
Yeah. Also to our detriment, but also our advantage was that nobody had ever done that before. So there was no point of reference.
Yeah.
I'm saying like on a level of people that I know
Yeah.
would know that. They've never done that before. So when they seen that, it was probably like, I've never seen this before. This looks real. I'm going to take it as real.
Yeah.
But yeah, found footage happened. I suck in the found footage. By the way, I'm sitting there editing sound effects of people booing me and shit.
That's
I'm finding them on YouTube and shit.
I thought for sure we would like, people would know it was fake because the sound effects were so clearly like, like we just found odd fake.
And it was the same boos every time. Like I only could find so many boos. So it's the same boos layered on top of each other with like one new one added for each one just to make it different. And then the last one was me on the phone having the breakdown.
Oh, that was another one that I was surprised people believed when you posted. Yeah. So not that one specifically, but so you tweeted or something that you were like, "Oh, sorry about the live."
Last night. Before that.
So no lie. Like I really genuinely planned for him to actually go on live on like Instagram, TikTok, everything, and have a fake breakdown in front of everyone. But
that was supposed to be the real first start of the rollout at first.
Like I really wanted to sell it and like commit and have him have a fake breakdown on live.
Yeah.
So that people are seeing it right then and there, like able to like, you know, say whatever. But I don't even remember where I think
we just like, it was half laziness, half me being slightly
he was
afraid.
Kind of like, he was kind of like he didn't want to do it.
It was more so afraid because I was scared that I was going to like break character and laugh and then it would have been like obvious.
Like, I'm not gonna. He can act sometimes, but like when it's super obnoxiously silly, like he breaks pretty easily.
I could have did it probably, but like I didn't want to see it in my head that like,
or they would hear me.
You can't erase that shit.
Yeah, I think you guys would have heard me in the background like cracking up or like
my mom, giving them like or giving me tips or some shit.
Or my mom would have come in and been like, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah,
like something definitely would have gave it away.
Yeah, I didn't want anything to like fuck up the authenticity of it, so I was like half afraid of that.
Yeah,
and, like,
so we just didn't end up actually doing the live, but we did post. Well, I made him post like if it did happen, and it was funny as hell because the next day I went on TikTok like to search something completely unrelated, and the first like recommended search was Jimmy Poindexter live breakdown. I was like, oh my god, people are actually believing.
Yeah, they were looking it up.
That happened.
Yeah, but yeah, that happened, and yeah, the phone breakdown happened, and that, for some reason, like some people kind of took that too. I think kind of by that point too, it was a little over the top. So that's when people the wheels started turning in their head, like, oh, this can't be real. Because why the fuck would he just sit here and cry on camera? Some people finally were like,
oh, this is fake.
Yeah,
because I wanted it to be like.
Yeah, by that point, we kind of wanted it to be that.
I wanted it to be so goofy that it was like, you have to get like wink, wink, you're in on it. You know what I mean?
And I wanted to oversell it a little bit too, because it was like, you only get to do this like one time before it's like niggas start like the boy who cried wolf sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
well, I think that's another thing too. Like there was like kind of more stuff planned along the way, but as we went and like realized,
once we felt the
once we realized how many people were taking it a little too seriously, I was like, okay, we need to cut this out. Maybe don't post this anymore and like space it out a little more.
Yeah. As all this was happening, we were getting calls on the hotline.
Yeah.
And niggas was like calling like, Jimmy, what the fuck? You quit this? You quit music to do this shit? You suck, nigga.
Like they were genuinely like pissed off. But some of the calls were really funny.
Yeah, some of them were funny. Some of them obviously got it and was like, oh, like this is like for a rollout or something.
Oh, if you didn't call the number, by the way. So we had set it up so that it's at first before the album was released, we had set it up so that when you call the number, it's like you're trying to hire Jim Kazam for a magic show. Yeah. So it gave you the option to
hire him,
review a show he already did, or like you could press something for like a hint.
Yeah.
And we never specified what the hint was. It was just for a hint.
Yeah.
So it was funny as hell to me when first people were calling like being pissed off, and then like other people started calling and being like leaving fake reviews for his magic show, and it was like the funniest thing ever.
And then other people were putting it together. You can hear it come together on their head because they leave a voicemail, and they'll be like, "Oh wow, this is sick. What the fuck? Oh wait, did that voice say blah blah blah? Oh, okay." And that was when wheels started turning. But like also at the same time, we were posting the found footage shit, so like people who didn't call yet were still confused.
Yeah.
And yeah, that happened. And then from there, I think the website started coming into play. Yeah, the website, like the hints.
So like a minute before any of the rollout even started, he was redoing his website or something, and he couldn't figure out how to theme it or like just redo it. Period.
Yeah, and like a few months before like anything had happened.
Yeah, like you hadn't even started on the album yet.
Yeah, I hadn't even started the album yet. I was reworking the website just to give it an updated look, and she suggested a map.
Yeah,
like
I was
a treasure
like,
map.
Well, I don't know.
I was looking on my Pinterest.
You were trying to find. Yeah, I saw him looking on his Pinterest, trying to find like how he should make it look next. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just say shit. Like I really just be saying shit. And I was like, oh, just make it look like a treasure map, and like put hints around or whatever. Yeah. And then he really did it.
Yeah.
And then we just ended up incorporating that into the rollout.
And then when I made the map, I was just like, I got to do something with this. Like, even if it's for like an album or two, I just want to do a thing where like there's hints on the map and you got to find the shit and figure the shit out. That's why I put the back of the map there. And yeah, and then we made the websites, and then Jim Bolini's Magic website was, it was tedious to make, but it only took like a little, like I think a week, if not even a week.
Which, by the way, it's Jim Bolini's Magic.
Yeah, it's not Jimbolin is Magic, not Jim Bolini is
like
Magic.
People thought it was Jim Bolini is Magic. It's Jim Bolini 'S Magic.
Mm-hmm. And so the treasure map, Jim Bolini's Magic had to have like an interactive experience. I didn't 100% know what it would be yet. And I was pretty much like asking her, like, what should it be? And pretty much I just landed on like the idea of it would be cool to just make it like an interactive experience where they can just see like the story all in one place, told in our way so that they understand this is like a lore building, like the start of a lore sort of thing. And I feel like it should have been appreciated more, but
you guys didn't really like go on the website as much as I hoped, or like even for just like the countdown before the website officially opened. Like that was my favorite part, just because like I picked a song for the countdown that I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
But also the lore on the website too, like
people don't make rollouts like that anymore, and that's my favorite shit.
Like we had kind of set it up where it was almost like comic book-esque.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, I was excited about it.
And then I had more plans for it, but once I seen like nobody really like gave a shit, I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and like to be fair, like the pictures that we took for the comic book vibe of it, like we just didn't get to delve into it as much as we wanted to, because like as we all know, we're poor.
Yeah.
So it didn't even come close to what we wanted.
It's not even close.
But I mean, we still liked the vibe of it.
And then, so you had to find the clues on the website. They found the clues. Niggas found the website. They seen the countdown. Countdown went down. Boom. Trailer. The trailer was inspired by.
Oh yeah, I found. So while I was looking up a bunch of magic stuff, I came across this show from like the 80s or something, and it's called The Magician, and it's literally about like a magician that like solves crimes or something. Like it just was really badass, and the intro to that show was super sick to me. So I was like, let's literally just steal it.
Yeah,
like bar for bar, let's steal it. And again, I kind of wanted him to do like.
Yeah, the original trailer.
Well, first, like,
was like,
if you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's the one Jimmy has posted where it has like a dark screen and like shapes are popping up and he like disappears or whatever. But so in the actual trailer, I wanted him to do a bunch of crazy stuff, like jump on the hood of a car or like jump out of a fucking airplane into a boat, like a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But we obviously can't afford any of that.
Yeah.
So.
Like bro was like drifting in sports cars and shit and fucking
like I wanted him to look super badass.
Airplane like water jets and shit. Like obviously we couldn't do that shit, but it was fucking sick. So we were like, we should take some inspiration from this. We took that. Then from there, I believe, so Jim Bolini was introduced as a character at that point, and the lore had dropped. And so then we started putting out the Ring camera footage. And that was where I had to like be Jim Bolini for the first time.
Yeah.
And do the like, I don't want to call it, it wasn't deadpan. It was more like creepy.
It was so for the Ring camera footage, if you guys didn't see it, it was like right after Halloween, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, it's the right time to like be creepy, blah blah blah. Let's just pretend.
What was the point of the Ring camera footage? Like,
I just thought it was fun. And also I just wanted, so that's the thing, like I originally wanted it to look kind of like Ring camera footage, like legit, and we would have people post it on their like Citizens app or their like neighborhood app or like on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
TikTok, whatever the case may be, like if they're like, oh, this guy's coming to my house doing magic, like who the heck is he?
Yeah.
Like he's a creep, right? So I wanted to do it like super realistic, like,
and I wanted to go
point,
real. Like I wanted to take
he
it
was
to that.
down, but then I thought about it for a second and I was like, well, I'm just concerned that like, what if it feels so real to some people who don't even know who you are, that they like see you on the street and call the cops or something, like, or oh, this guy's like a stalker, he's showing up to people's house.
Yeah. Which I probably obviously would not have did time for, but obviously that is still a concern. But it's just like
people will get scared. Or at least I didn't want them to get even a little scared.
Let me get rich first, and then we can do crazy shit like that, and then I can like bail myself out.
Or like, what if it could even be years later, and they're like, "Aren't you that guy that's a weirdo at my house in my neighborhood?" Yeah. So we didn't end up doing that. We just had him post it himself, but it was really fun to film.
Yeah, and we filmed it around here, and just tried to make it seem like I was at people's doorsteps.
Yeah, we tried
doing weird shit.
So like
magical shit.
Everything we film, if you don't know yet, is like filmed at my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, luckily, my whole family lives on the same street. So that's why it can sometimes seem like we're at different locations, because we'll film like in front of my parents' house or in front of my uncle's house or in front of my grandma's house. So that's what we did when we were doing the Ring footage. We were just filming in front of all of their different doors. And I was kind of like low-key worried that my uncle would come out and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But it was still really funny. Do we have like behind the scenes of that?
Yeah, we have behind the scenes of that. And I posted a little bit in the show.
Oh yeah, like
I put a little bit.
If you don't have Zulak, get Zulak.
When I make a full documentary of my life sort of thing, I will put all of that in there. But I just kept it to like what was happening and kept the story going forward. Yeah. We filmed that. That was fun. That was probably the most part.
It was fun, but I will say, like, I wanted him to be so specific with his like facial movements and like what he kind of like gave off, that we had to do like 50 takes of each little clip just for those like 10-second videos. Yeah. Like, well, to be fair, just period, whenever we do something together where I'm like actually invested in it, I will make him redo it like 100 times if he has to, till it's just right.
She's very particular about it, and I'm very particular about what I want to, and we just so happen to, not just so happen, we ended up having the same taste in a lot of things in that regard. But like, if she wants something a specific way, it cannot go any further past that point unless it's that. So, but for me, I'm like open to like shit that isn't like, that didn't come from my brain in that moment.
Like for him, for example, like he could lay out the whole plan, like he'll like have it on his notes or whatever, and if it goes a different direction, he doesn't mind it. Yeah. But for me, it's literally, no, I want it to be exactly this way, because I know if we're successful in getting it, it'll be worth it.
Yes.
Like I'll fight tooth and nail to make sure it's like bar for bar what I imagined in my head.
Yes.
And it does end up worth it, at least in my opinion.
Yes.
But
Ring footage happened, and then I believe it went to, I think we announced the album, so then we dropped the cover arts. Yeah, the cover art.
Oh, I found, so I was going on my Pinterest. I find everything on Pinterest, guys. I was scrolling on Pinterest, and again, that's when like I said earlier, I saw the picture of the great Tom Sony and his wife, and I was like, that's literally exactly the lore I created for this character in my head, but in a picture. So I was like, let's recreate this picture of you standing like that, and then me on your shoulder like a little devil whispering in your ear, like telling you what to do.
And the other cover arts she just had like other
I just had other pictures that I thought were
Yeah.
cool of other magicians that I found.
Yeah.
And
I
we just
think
recreated them.
the only one that I had thought of was the one, the wand hands. Probably.
Yeah, I liked that one though.
I feel like people are like whatever about that one, but that was kind of like
that's what
that
I'm
was a
surprised
throwback
at,
to like my era of hip hop album cover arts. Like I like the minimalistic shit.
I was really surprised that like my favorite album covers that I like made us do were the ones that people ended up like okay, so
yeah, people ended up liking the tan one a lot. I didn't know that was going to be the one because
that was my personal favorite. But
yeah, like people bought the originals cover of it, but they also bought that one, and that's the only one that's been bought outside of the original cover. So
bless up.
Yeah, that one's tight. And then cover arts happen. Oh, we did the fake track list. That's
okay. So
I'm just surprised that people.
Yeah, because like I thought when he was making the fake track lists, it was like so out of reach for you at this moment that I was like, they gotta know it's fake.
Yeah.
So I thought it was hilarious when I saw people commenting which track list they thought was real, and I was like, none of these are even ridiculous possible right now.
With Ice Spice and 21 Savage. I was like, girl, Sexy Red.
Ice Spice don't know you.
Yeah, no. And then didn't that happen? There was something about the cover arts I wanted to say. Oh, it was supposed to be like a trick because I mean magicians do tricks. You get illusions, unexpected things happening, veils dropping. So I just wanted to play on that and just get people like they don't know what to expect from the shit.
For the track list?
Yeah, because I didn't post the real one. So they're like, oh, well, then one of these have to be it because we don't see a real one. And then like someone was smart enough to just go look it up on like Apple
that
Music.
Was confusing. That was funny to me too. Like I would straight up comment on his stuff and be like, it's a secret fourth one.
Yeah.
Or like I would literally comment the truth in his comments and everybody just like would ignore it.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to tell you guys, like slick tell you in the comments, but nobody listened.
You gotta listen to her. From there, I did the fake billboard, and I've bought real billboards before, and that shit is a waste of money. So I'm never doing that shit again. I got to be working with like Netflix or somebody or a production company.
Will pay for the billboard.
I've got to use somebody else's money for that shit now. I can't use my own money for that. You pay a bunch of money to just look cool, and it's not really the business. So I will be making fake ones moving forward. And then the singles started dropping, and then the album came out. Yeah. And then so with the album, pretty much it was just I just wanted to bring everything together from all the other albums into one new thing because I feel like I'm moving on to a whole new era of shit, and like this is like a lot of niggas thinking like trilogies and shit. I kind of do too, but like it kind of feels more like the last four, just like the last four albums are kind of everything that I've been trying to like say for the last 2-3 years, all in one thing. So like, so in this one, I just kind of wrapped everything up and gave more of my story into the album and just talked about like the things that made me, and and then obviously I tried to have fun on it as much as possible too. And then I put that whole narrative of like the hip hop is dying stuff in there, which by the way, it's not, shouldn't really matter to people whether it is or isn't. There's still a billion people doing things all over the map. And I don't know, I wanted this one to feel really, really hip hop because all the other ones were like me trying to like mix a bunch of different shit together and like not really like focus on like one specific thing of hip hop. Like I was on Gnarly, it was pop in there heavy, and fucking Ghetto Land, that one I kind of really went all over the place because there was fucking funk on there, and like I rapped in fucking auto-tune on that shit. So like it was a bunch of random shit going on in there. And
wait, pause.
Oh.
Hello.
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
So, would you be willing to pick up something for me if I order it?
Like right now?
Yeah.
For you, Brandon, I will.
Alright, cool. I'm just gonna order something real quick from the Little Caesars and yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, bye.
We're never finishing this goddamn video.
Anyway, stop yapping. Get to the point.
That was the point I'm talking about.
I wasn't even paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
Clearly you weren't. So yeah, and you know, songs like "Being Myself," that was just me talking about my journey from when I started to now. Again, because I feel like I have to keep explaining it over and over again because a billion people ask all the time, like how this ended up being what it is. And if I can figure it out, I was just like, I really want to get in my Andre 3000 bag one more time, because Marathon Man was kind of fun to make. And obviously that one's just about, you know, people not really giving a shit about the artist himself as a human, just pretty much anyone as a human outside of the like immediate bubble. They kind of just expect like entertainment out of them and shit. And like nothing I do really matters. People just want to see me like either A, get co-signed by someone huge, or B, fall the fuck off hard as shit. And there's pretty much the only two things to talk about when it comes to artists is like whether they're doing either one of those things or not, unless you're like a Cardi type nigga and it's just got this quote cult thing going on. And yeah, and then fucking Junebug was just like me pointing out how like alone I feel sometimes, in the regard that I feel like I'm like the first generation of someone who actually tried to do something like this in my family and actually like really, really tried and shit. So it kind of makes it feel weird when like they ask, like people ask me like, oh, like how can I help and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I kind of fucking do everything. I kind of have a very particular thing I want to do. Just please give me money. I promise you I will turn it into something else because there's really nothing else you can do. So yeah, I won't do a track by track thing, but yeah, that was everything. That there was a lot that went into the album that just I wanted to end the era on so that I can move on to other shit. Who knows what the next one is going to sound like or what I'm going to be talking about or if it's even going to be about my life in any capacity. But yeah, that's pretty much the deal. And then the different video, just wanted to make something like at least one good shot music video just to mark the era and just say that have a visual for that era whenever I go through them and just present it again. And
originally it was supposed to be something like I wanted to direct that video at first and like have him like in an empty theater or something, like on stage, doing stage magic, like sawing me in half or like throwing knives at me while I'm spinning on that giant wheel, like a bunch of crazy stuff. But we don't have that in our budget.
Yeah, we don't have the budget, so
I was like, just do your green screen.
Yeah, we got to do the green screen thing. Gotta love that green screen thing. Gets you through some tough times. And yeah, that was the album and the rollout.
To everyone who liked Jim Bolini, I'm really glad you liked him because I was super like nervous and like skeptical of even like bringing this character and like lore to Jimmy to do for an album, because obviously like he's done everything this whole time. I mean, I help you with other stuff,
you have,
but like this is the first time I had like full creative control over something he's done, and just the fact that people actually liked it was like Like, I literally was scared that you guys would hate it and be like, this is your worst album yet. And then he would never let me come up with concepts for him ever again.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened that way. I wouldn't give a shit because I don't care what they think. But also, yes, there's two things to that. Also, one, it was cool to do Jim Bolini because how'd you come up with Great Jim Bolini again?
The Great Jim Bolini.
Yeah, did you just say that? Or?
No, yeah, that's funny because both names, both Jim Kazam and the Great Jim Bolini, I just said them. Like, I had no thought in my mind. I was just like, you need a name as a musician, just be the Great Jim Bolini.
Yeah.
And it was funny when I said it in the Discord for the first time because somebody was like, that Jim Bolini sounds like a pasta.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
It was good because it rolled off the tongue really well because when I was recording, once I already had got all the materials and shit I needed from her to like understand where we were going with this, I was like, all right. And when I was writing it, it just flowed out so good because when I'm in the verses like Jim Bolini, nigga, the great Jim Bolini, like that shit's hard as fuck to me. And it was tight that it just came into like the right pockets and the theme matched everything that I was like trying to get at. I kind of came up with the theme along the way, just understanding like what we were doing and like
for
what
the
I
music,
care
you mean?
about. Yeah. Like as far as the lyrics go, as far as like anything like underlying inspirational happening in the lyrics.
Yeah.
And just playing with the magic themes. I tried to drop as many like magic related bars throughout the album of just different universes, versions of magic and stage magic and magician names and shit. So when you really comb through the lyrics, you find shit like that. And
I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited when he liked like the concept, like period. Like even just when the costume came in the mail finally and he tried it on, he was like, I feel like I'm already him.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't.
He didn't want to take it off, and it was funny as hell to me because like I while I do care that people like the concept, like for the most part, I don't usually care what people think. I just cared what he thought because like obviously like I'm with you. Like I would like you to like things that I'm doing. So the second he was like on board, I was like so proud of myself.
Mm-hmm. And like I wasn't like so eager to like hop straight into a character album. That's why I ended up making like Do What Makes You Happy after Ghettoland because I was like, I just did it with Gnarly and I was the night and it was like a lot of work to put on the shit over and over again. But also I was like, I kind of want to just like
you just wanted to be yourself.
Be myself for a little bit and just not like if I would have went straight into another like character album like right after Ghettoland, I didn't want niggas to see me like I was just this nigga that's like
dressing up
always dressing up and turning into characters all the fucking time. I still make the eras like distinguishable from each other, but like not a whole thing that has to be like this character thing. Like when by the time I got to Do What Makes You Happy, I was just like, I want niggas to understand the type of artist I am and who I want to be and like what I stand for before they hear a bunch of other shit and me trying to be like someone else for a little bit. Just listen to what I'm trying to say first and then we can get back into like the other shit, the fun shit, you know? So yeah, that's a good segue because the next question was kind of like about that. About what we want.
What do we want to be known as / what do we want to do / who do we want to work with?
Yeah. So where do we want to go with this? Where do we want to take all this? Where do we see ourselves as? No, I just wanted to because I don't think people really even know or understand like the type of shit we like because we haven't just said it anywhere or the type of lane we see for ourselves because people keep suggesting things to us and like saying, oh, you should do that and you should do this when it's like has nothing to do with the type of shit we like or what we want to do or what we see for ourselves. So I just wanted to give us a chance to expound on that whole realm of things. Film and music and whatever else in between. Like, I know we like niggas like Nathan Fielder, and he's cool. And that's not necessarily like a shocker to anyone. People who like him might think that I like him type shit. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's little people like that or little things like that that like would help people understand where we're
more
trying
of like
to go.
our taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then say your taste, because the people want to know what you
Yeah.
like.
I'll do mine, you do yours, and then I'm pretty sure there's some overlap in those things. So, like, I know you like Nadia Lee Cohen, and she's cool. Anyway, yeah, people like Nathan. I'm gonna go films first because that's more important, kind of. Nathan, Jamie Demetriou. I really like what's it called? What's his new one called? Oh, The Rehearsal. Yeah, The Rehearsal. Nathan For You. I like The Curse. Shit. The Safdies. I was fucking with Uncut Gems. I have not delved fully deep into that lore yet of them yet, but I kind of like what I'm seeing so far. Scooby Doo. The Scooby Doo movies. The Spooky Island.
You're hitting the mic with your thumb.
I didn't know it was right there. It's too close to my chin. Like it's in my chin area.
You put it in here. This way.
Yeah, but I had it like out. That's why I didn't want it.
Okay,
Clicking.
put it back out.
What else? Austin Powers movies. The Pentaveret. Mike Myers. Period. Leslie Nielsen. That's a funny nigga right there. Rest in peace. Chevy Chase. Even though everyone knows he's a piece of shit.
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Paul Rubens. Rest in peace. I liked all three of the movies. I liked two of them. The third one, I don't know what was going on there.
Oh, the one with Joe?
Yeah, with Joe Manganiello.
Manganiello.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. We just finished Bill Hader shit. Barry. That shit's hard. That's a hard ass show. It got snubbed. I love Seth Rogen. Judd Apatow is cool. His movies are cool. Let's do two more. Because I can go on forever. Let's do... Oh, Tim Robinson's show is fucking hilarious. I think You Should Leave is hilarious. I really fucked with Stranger Things, but I don't want that to be the last one I end on because everyone, for the most part, is fucking with Stranger Things. I'm blanking. The Addams Family series is cool.
You like Adam Sandler?
Oh, Adam Sandler, yeah. His movies, especially his newer movies too, they've been hidden.
He named a bunch of stuff that I put him on to, by the way.
Oh, yeah, probably. And yeah, I'm gonna just end it there on films and movies and television because
okay, what
that's
about
just
like
my shit.
actors?
Actors?
Because I feel like we like tend to gear towards like lesser, not A-list actors.
Yeah, like the Always Sunny guys, Charlie and Mac and
you didn't even
Dennis.
mention them.
Yeah, I know. That should have been like number one, like
top
honestly.
5 at least, top 10.
Who else? Who else I love seeing? Ike Barinholtz, Cedric Yarbrough, basically the whole cast of Reno.
Yeah,
I fuck with them. The niggas that made Brickleberry and Farzar and Paradise
Oh
PD.
yeah, he really likes adult animation.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Like he thinks it's the funniest thing ever.
Dan Harmon, because Community is cool and Rick and Morty is cool. Yeah. I don't know if any of these are sounding like shit that people wouldn't know, like wouldn't
guess at least.
Guess on me at least.
Well, I don't know, because like I've noticed that a lot of people's perception of you is like, where did they even get that from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like people keep asking if, well, not keep, but like I've noticed it more than once where people do think you're gang affiliated.
Yeah.
He's like a major square.
Yeah.
Like in a good way. Like he doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink. He doesn't
100% straight.
He doesn't party. Like he's like the most square person there is.
Yeah. So I'm into that sort of shit. And but yeah, I mean there isn't. I get why, but also I'm just like there's some
sometimes
nigga shit that I fuck with.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm saying taste wise for the most part.
Yeah,
like,
taste wise, yeah.
They assume you're a certain way.
Yeah,
but you're like kind of a nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Because okay, well,
You get what I mean?
and that's the tight part too. Because people who understand what I'm saying, sometimes they'll get it and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah," because he's into that too. Because I'll be naming like I'll be referencing like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and shit. But yes, also Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Boruto. Boondocks. I'd said that publicly before. Dave Chappelle.
You hear that?
Yeah, the helicopters. Who else? I really grew up on like black comedian, like black stand-up.
Eddie Murphy?
Like really heavy.
Or you don't like Eddie Murphy?
No, I fuck with Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I love Eddie Murphy. I'm glad he's back. That's one I really hoped came back. I wish Bernie Mac just came back from the dead. Yeah, I'm just into a lot of shit, so I can go forever with that. So that's a lot of actors.
Wes Anderson,
right?
You forgot him as a director.
Wes, of course. Yeah, Wes.
I was like, who else do you like?
Fucking, what's that nigga name? Scorsese, because of Hugo. Hugo's really good to me. Oh, Sasha. That's what I was like. I was like, there's something in there.
Actor?
Yeah,
oh, Sasha Baron Cohen. Oh my god, I love him.
Yeah, I love fucking Bruno and the main one. Borat. Yeah. Steve Martin, he's cool. He has a cool face. Last holiday movie is fun.
I put you on.
You didn't put me on. I already watched it, but I didn't care for it.
I made you rewatch it because I was like, this is a crucial part of my development.
Yes. I was trying to think of more directors, but there's not that many directors.
Parasite.
Oh yeah. Parasite was cool. I'm not a big A24 geek fan. That's not my speed. But they
like a good amount of their.
But most of the movies I've liked in the last like 5 years have been from them. So that says something about their quality of work. Because Everything Everywhere All at Once was fucking ridiculous. And I know they didn't make it, but Bullet Train was cool. So whoever made that is also cool because you had to be thinking on some whole other shit to have made that. Oh, that's my speed right there.
He's a good actor too. What's his face? What's his name?
Oh, the nigga that plays Paperboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really I
forgot his name.
I didn't know he was British this whole time.
Yeah. He's British.
Like I'm just so used to him
being
as Paperboy.
Yeah. Atlanta, obviously. I'm excited to see what Vince does with his show. Yeah. I said I'm gonna stop like 3 times, and I just kept going with more actors and people. But now music, and for some reason, I know why, but it's confusing because I've been here quite some time, so I'm like into a lot of shit, and a lot of the like kids are like new to the internet, so like they just assume they associate everything with what
with what they've seen growing up.
Exactly. So like, because it didn't always used to be this way. That's why I'm always talking about it. Like when the blog era was happening, and it was like literally it was just Odd Future, Pro Era, Chance the Rapper.
Well, basically how they call literally everyone who's black Tyler the Creator.
Exactly. Like, and then they assume because that's another thing, because like people keep saying like the underground and shit, and they're like, I don't know what the underground is, because there's the Earl family tree of people, then there's like the Cardi family tree of people, and there's like a whole other gray area of just, I don't even know what the fuck's going on there. And because the algorithms are the way they are, I'm always grouped in with like the Earl family tree of people, and that's not like my speed at all. Like I don't listen to any of that shit like that. The only nigga I listen to out of that whole family tree of people is Earl and The Alchemist. So like everything else, like Mike and all them, I don't listen to that shit. And JPEG Mafia is cool, but I don't really fuck with them like that. And yeah, like I don't really like listen to any of that shit. I came from a whole other era of shit. which is now the most mainstream shit. So now it just looks like I'm like, like I'm like, oh, like
it wasn't
I'm
really
one
that
of,
mainstream when we were growing up.
yeah, like
So now that it is, it just feels like we're like basic.
I don't even know what basically like I'm just trying to be like a generic of that.
Like you guys had to be there. Like when we were in high school in like the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
Like
at that time
we were considered like kind of weirdos for being into that.
There was an underground in that sense because it was literally shit that just no one really cared or knew about. And then you like the other shit over here. But now everything is just so blended together. That's why I don't know what the underground is right now. Like I'm thinking like it's all, and obviously I have no interest in like the Cardi family tree of people because that's just not what I literally like only Cardi. Like I don't like anything below that family tree of that. But I say all that to say, as far as music goes, yes, that's really only honestly where I can see myself heading in that direction is of the Donalds and the Tylers and the Kendricks and the Vinces and all them, because that's the shit I grew up on and that's the place that I see for myself because I don't really see they have like JPEG Mafia. He's like the next best thing under all those people. So their only point of reference is like, oh, you're not popping until it's like that. And I'm like, he was supposed to really, I mean, he's their age, to be honest. Like he was supposed to be of their generation and shit. So, yeah, musically it kind of sounds basic, but yeah, that's kind of where I see myself going with that, with them. And, you know, I want to work with people like Ludwig Göransson, however you say his name. I don't know how to say his last name. Michael Zuru. I probably butchered that too. Thundercat. People who are newer that I do fuck with, JD and Dami. They make like jazz and shit. Shit. Yeah, that's kind of where I see myself going in those directions of people, things. Where do you see yourself going as far as you start with film and then go to wherever you want to go with that?
I think I'd rather say that at another time.
Why?
I don't know. This is more like for you and your fans. I'd rather just talk about it if and when I have my own.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's where
Yep.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into these
the fan questions.
Fan talk.
All right, are you ready for the first one?
Yeah.
How do I just do something? I'm not trying to wait, but I'm also not doing anything about it. I want to get up and get out of my home and go someplace else, but it feels like my options are limited.
I meant to put that in the middle somewhere because I knew I wasn't going to be ready to answer such a deep question, but I'm going to attempt to do it anyway. Basically, all I can say on that is that when I was first starting, like, I don't know, it really depends on your situation because in my head, I was like, this is literally like who I am now. Like, and there's no other option because I see what my other options are. And it's like, be like the people around me, which were dysfunctional, or go be someone completely different. So when it feels like you have like no other options around you, you kind of really just have to like not brainwash or trick yourself, but like really try not to think like how you think. You got to bring yourself outside of your own.
I feel like you kind of have to
process.
Treat it like that is the only option.
Yeah, because when you look at it like, oh, I can do this or that, or I don't know what I want to do. Like you kind of have to be like, no, this is how I want to live my life, and this is what's going to happen, and I have to die. I either have to die on this sword or I have to do whatever the fuck else that everyone else is doing.
And like obviously, some people have really limited resources, but work with what you got for whenever you can.
When I started, I had shit. Y'all will never understand. I had the newest iPhone out at the time was the iPhone 6 or the 5 or some shit. Nah, fuck that. I don't even think that was out yet. When I was first starting, it was the iPhone 4G, and we were about to get the 5. I had an iPhone 4, screen was cracked. So like I'm cutting myself when I'm using it. I had a laptop that was hanging off of the threads, and I didn't have no recording equipment yet. I just had my phone and my laptop. And I taught myself how to do everything I needed to do with that shit. Got as good as I can with that. And I didn't really upgrade my shit or get anything new till like way after the fact, like years later. So you really got to take whatever resources you have and try to stretch them as far as you can, because
and like you didn't always have this camera or any lights or anything.
I didn't have
either.
none
like,
of this shit.
This is all like
years
newish.
of like, just
like it was from like
collecting things in the last 5 years. And y'all have like way better shit than I do now. So y'all gotta really make that shit work. Y'all can literally film music videos on your phone now. Like at our time we could have, but
it would have looked super
really shitty.
Like pixelated
and
as hell.
I know because
fuzzy.
I did. Like it was bad. That's why none of them came out. So yeah, that's all I can say on that.
Go to midnight snack.
Oh, I wanted to answer this because I don't have a midnight snack because we rarely stay up to midnight.
Yeah, we're super old. We fall asleep at like 8:30.
Yeah, like we're playing with fire right now. This is supposed to be like our sleeping time. Like we're settling down by this point in the day. Yeah, I'm asleep by midnight. And if I do stay up and I do have, it's not really like midnight snacks that are like go to. If anything, like if I was like going to someone's house or something and like I'm sleeping over their house or whatever, I would literally just go to like a gas station and get like gummy worms and shit like that. Like gummy worms and sour punch bites, the Lifesavers.
Are you just naming like snacks you like now? Like just period?
That's technically my midnight snack because I'll eat that at midnight if it's nighttime. Those are the things I eat, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not just naming snacks now.
It sounds like you are. That's what I was like.
Those are my midnight snacks. So I don't really buy anything else.
What type of clothing brand are you into? How do you look at fashion? Do you like fashion?
Oh, you haven't been answering these.
No,
it was open to both of us.
What I like. They care what you like.
Oh, I'm not into fashion like a fashion nigga now. Like niggas are like into like Prada and all that shit. I'm not into all that. Like I don't care for that stuff.
I don't know. I feel like we'd be more into it if we had money.
I'll be more into it, but like I wouldn't be into like looking up archives and all that shit. Like,
which is crazy because I'm like
what's
super
going on,
into like older fashion pieces.
Her Pinterest board is just nothing but that. But
well, that's not even true. But
that's not true.
No,
it's not nothing but.
I have.
I mean, you have ideas there. No,
I'm saying like it's just not even fashion stuff. It's like everything else.
I just want to look good, and I don't have the money to fully flesh out what my fashion style is. So that's not a thing right now. I just wear literally the clothes that I wear and everything now and just go out in is just shit that I had for like the last
honestly, I think
5 years.
Fashion wise, he's more like me, where like if I had the money, I would literally just have everything custom made. Like I would have custom designs, one of a kind for me for my whole closet.
And then as far as like making fashion and like being into it like on that level, like I have an idea of like the shit I want to do and want to make, but like obviously that I can't even like talk about it either because I don't want niggas to like steal my ideas. So like yeah, I'm into it but not into it like people who are actually in that world, I would be disrespectful to say that I
Like
care
when you
about
met
it that
Sandus.
much. Yeah. Like I have a friend like named Sandus, and he's really into that fashion shit. And so when I met him, that's when I found out I did not like fashion like I thought I did, because he was really into that shit. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll let him have that.
Isn't that like his like life?
Yes.
Like he lives on that shit.
He's 100% a fashion
Didn't he
nigga.
work in like a clothes?
Yeah, he worked
something?
at Stedbrook in Denver before it closed. Well, it was open, then it closed, then he worked there, then it closed again. Fun fact.
How do you organize creative thoughts into actionable steps?
I really just break everything. Now at this point in time, I have systems. Like when I already know how to make an album in a very systematic way now. Like I know how to
Like
break
he's
it
figured
down
out
into
his
steps.
process.
Yeah. So that part is, so it's easy for me now because I created a system that worked for me. So that's pretty much how it ended up being. Like I just broke down every single step. When I'm making an album, I'm like, all right, there's a period of time where it's just production, and well, it's half pre-production and half production, because the pre-production is just finding the samples, finding the sounds I want to use, figuring out what the fuck this is going to sound like, what I'm going to be talking about, how I'm feeling. And that also coincides with like, we're already thinking of like the rollout and what's going on in that regard. That pretty much drives the direction of everything, because we want everything to match that. So then that goes into the production, and then I'm like making the beats and shit. And then from that point, I'm making like the lyrics. I'm writing the songs and shit to like, I won't even finish the beats 100%. It'll just be a loop of the gist of what's going to happen. And I'm already like building the beat as I go along, as I write it. And I like to do it that way on purpose, because something I seen like Brockhampton do that I had never done before 2017. Like I was like, before I used to just like make the whole beat and then rap to it, and then like it would be just like that, just a normal process. But then I would watch how they were like recording their songs and their documentaries and shit, and just be like, it would be like 10 niggas and it's just one loop going, and they're all writing to that, and then they record that, and then they have the niggas produce around that, and then mix and master at the same time. And that's pretty much what I adopted. That's what I ended up doing. So yeah, write the lyrics. Once the lyrics are written, depends on how fast I'm trying to move. If I'm trying to move fast, I'll write the lyrics and then like start recording like batches at a time. Or if I got the time and I can just take my time with it, I'll just write every single song, go over it a billion times, rapping it in my head, and then record it. And then from there, after I record every song, mix and master all of them, that shit takes like, depending on the length of the album, like a week and a half. And then from there, then that's when it depends on like, if I already knew what the cover art is, which I usually do, I'll probably like shoot it sometime in between all of that, because that helps me push forward with the mixing and mastering, because I'll be like, oh, I already know this shit's gonna be hard, or like I already know where this is going, so I want it to match what the cover art looks like. And yeah, man, like, and then you have an album, and then you figure out how to sell the shit, and that's pretty much the process. You just got to break everything you're trying to do into really small baby steps, and then bunch them into categories.
Final answer.
Final answer.
What is being married like?
Being married is fucking awesome, and we have not came up with our own handshake yet, but that's because she doesn't want to.
Well, context. I don't know. I don't even remember if I told you this. So, like in high school, I had this ex, and he randomly was like, "Oh, let's do our handshake. Let's do our handshake." We had never come up with a handshake. It was a handshake he came up with a girl he was cheating on me with. So ever since then, I was like,
fuck handshakes.
Fuck that handshake shit. We're not doing that.
Yeah, it's tight, and I would recommend it with someone who
You
has
actually
some
like,
goddamn
at least.
common sense, and you
At
actually
minimum,
like,
someone that you actually like.
and you don't harbor any jealousy or resentment or
I think, like, generally, like, marriage aside, like, relationship-wise, period, whether it be platonic or romantic, I think it's just better if you're, like, compatible, like, in more ways than one. Because, like, at minimum, if you have at least the same or similar, like, morals and, like, goals, it'll be so much easier. Because if you're on some big picture shit and they're on some, like, they're not even thinking about anything, like,
yes,
it's gonna be, like, frustrating, you know what I mean?
and don't like we fight, and like we fight because we're so on two
It's
different
like,
planets, but at the end of the day, we know this is like where we're trying
yeah,
to
because
go.
it's so I say that we're both simultaneously the exact same and the exact opposite
Yes,
because, well, one, we just grew up in completely opposite, like, lifestyles. Two, we're very alike in our tastes for, like, film, music, like, the arts, like, period. We like the same or similar things. We have the same morals for the most part. But I will say our approaches to things are different.
yes, there it is.
Like, we're very similar in what we want and what we like, but the way we go about it is,
we
like, the
can know
complete
the
opposite.
solution to a problem.
Yeah, but
and
I'll be
we'll
like, go like this, and he'll be like, just
no,
go like
go
this,
like
though.
this, and then that's when the friction is. But
no. To
you
be
gotta-
fair, I will say, like, in the beginning of our relationship, it was more of a process. Like,
yeah,
it would be way more, like, hard for us to mesh the two. But now that we've been together for so long, it's like we've got it down pat.
yeah.
And on top of that, sometimes it's like to our benefit. Well, I think most times now it's to our benefit.
Most times now,
Because
yes.
like he'll be like, "Oh, let's do something like this, and I'll be like, "Just do it like this."
Yeah, and
it's like so much easier.
Easier, yeah. And it also helped that we already kind of like we were already on this wave before we got actually married. Like we were already kind of treating it like that.
Yeah, like, well, for me personally, like when I'm with somebody, like I take whoever I'm like with, like officially, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, like I'm taking it serious.
I told her before
So-
anything happened, which was stupid on my part. I sounded like a fucking idiot, but I was like, "Oh yeah, like I do this for real. I want to do this with someone I want to get married with." Which like I was 20 at the time,
I
so
don't
like,
remember what are you talking about. When did you say that?
remember I was like, "Yeah, like I'm in it for the long term stuff. Like I
Oh
don't
yeah,
want
okay.
like
He was saying that, and I was like looking at him like, yeah, okay, we'll see about that in 6 months.
yeah, like why would
Like I didn't believe you
I would imagine, yes,
because I was like, you look a little grimy. I don't know.
that's a whole other story. I don't know how I looked grimy.
No, not like actually grimy, but more like in my mind, I was like, other hot guys are douchebags, and you're a hot guy.
Oh, I'm
to
a hot
me.
guy.
To me,
Oh, wow.
at least. To be fair, I wasn't wearing my glasses when I met him.
Yeah, she was wearing rose tinted shades.
I still think you're cute.
Ugh. Really?
But
Have
now,
you seen
the
me?
difference though is that now, realistically, now I know when you look like kind of listed.
Oh yeah.
But back then,
I was looking.
back then in the beginning, I was like, he looks good all the time, 24/7. He's the most perfect person in the world. And now I'm like, you literally need to shower.
In my
You're
balls.
kind of gross right
That's
now.
another thing about marriage. They don't tell you that niggas' balls stink.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like we can't really talk about marriage. We've only been married so long. Like,
Yeah, we're still
it hasn't even
doing-
been a
yeah,
year,
we're
girl.
just
Like it's
doing it,
like
but
we just got here.
so far it's been all right.
But we have been together for coming up on 6 years.
Yes.
So
No one's died yet.
why would you say that?
Is that wood?
Yeah, what did you think that was?
I don't know. It doesn't look like wood.
Anyway,
What's the next one?
any advice before turning 18?
When I was 17. Oh, when I was 17. When I was 17, I was living with my mom, and pretty much I had to leave the house I was staying in because it ended so weird. And pretty much what it ended up coming down to was like, all right, I'm gonna just go to college just so I don't have to like be here with her, which was like probably not the best reason to like do that. You should probably go because you want to advance your life and like learn a skill that you want to provide to the world. So that's why it's hard for me to give anyone like advice before turning 18.
I mean, you could give like more small advice.
I am. I'm getting there. I'm just letting them know it's coming from a person that at 17 I had to like become older very quicker. Like,
yeah,
I had to pretty much navigate a life without parents.
He was just like mostly in survival mode. Like he didn't really. I mean, you were doing kid things, but like you were also like worried about grown shit that you didn't need to be.
Exactly. So my only advice to you at you turning 18 is like,
or before turning 18,
because I don't know what age you are. You might still be 16 or something. Just lock in on what you lock in on what you want to, on what you think you might want to do right now.
Well, I don't know, because I would say try a bunch of different things. Yeah. Because like sometimes when you're
that's basically what like
sometimes when you're too locked in, you don't even know like, oh, I actually liked this thing this whole time. I meant
more like lock in on like your interests, like lock in on what you want to provide to the world, whether it's like
just I think find the like big picture goal, and find the different things you can do to get to that big picture.
Yeah, because it starts now. It starts at that time because no one ever tells you that. You get to like 20 something and you're like, oh shit, nigga, I could have been doing this whole time. Like, oh, the gun already shot. The race started. I didn't know that it was like that. So, that's pretty much that. And don't do drugs.
I was gonna say don't do drugs. Stay in school. Well, you don't have to stay in school, but stay in school.
Yeah.
I think you should have as much fun as you can.
Yeah, have as much fun as possible.
Like you're
never gonna be this age ever again.
Ever. So, and I will say this:
just don't get an STD.
Don't do crime, but if you do it before you're 18.
Yeah.
But don't do it.
But don't do it though.
Ever.
But if you are,
but like at least do it before. Don't do anything crazy. Like,
no murder, no.
Nothing that'll hurt somebody else.
Stabbings.
But if you want to like, borrow something small or something.
Yeah.
Borrow something.
Yeah, do it now.
Do it before you can actually get fully in trouble. But don't do it.
Yeah. Also, if you haven't went and got your like ID or some shit yet, like all that stuff, your important. Know where your social security.
Yeah, know where all your birth certificate, social security card.
Get all that together.
Get an ID if you don't have an ID, or a driver's license if you can.
Do all that. I skipped school for like 2 days getting all of my shit together in that regard. Like, if you need to do that, please do it at this point.
And I think also, I mean, you could do this at any age, but.
This is also assuming you don't have like parents telling you this already either.
I think at any age you can still do this, but talk to people you don't think you would normally talk to. Like, not like romantically, just like period. Like,
no, you're right. Yes.
Conversation, get to know people you wouldn't normally, or like, be more worldly. Like, I don't know. It's just, I was like so shy and like kept to myself and like only stuck with people I knew because I'm so shy. And then once I got a job at like 18 or 19 or however old I was and talked to a bunch of people at my job who, I don't know, I just would never have had the balls to talk to, I guess. It kind of just like opened up my mind to so many things I didn't really like know, I guess, like it opened up my perspective like to, oh, maybe I should try to do this the way they're doing it, or maybe I could do that. Like it just like opened my options, I guess, to how I was able to go about different things in life after that. And like if you're shy like me, it also just helps to stop being as shy.
Yeah. Online too. Try it out. Try talking to.
But also internet safety.
Yeah. Well, you're under 18, so be careful with that shit. But
yeah,
I say that because
that's another thing. Actually, you know what? Let me touch on that. Remembering that they're also like seriously minors.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like when we're kids, we kind of think we're not dumb.
Yeah.
But like,
oh yeah.
like I'm only 25.
Yeah.
I just got to like not serious adulthood, but you know, like I'm officially an
Her
adult.
full frontal lobe.
It developed. It clicked. It's done.
Yes.
But like looking back at stuff I did as a kid, that like maybe my mom was like, "Are you sure about that?" And back then I was like, "No, mom, you don't get it." Now I'm like,
You're not
she was cooking. She might have been cooking there.
We were pretty smart kids, and we were not as smart as we thought we were.
Like sometimes older people know things, and even if we're only a couple years older, we're trying here.
Yeah.
Like learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Hot take. The only way to make timeless art is by looking up to and taking inspiration from ancient models and tradition. To break the rules, you must know them.
So I see what you're saying, and I agree partially, but not fully. Because you don't have to know the rules to break them. You could be breaking rules and not understand there are rules to shit. Which kind of, in my opinion, is cooler because then people will be like, hey, you can't do that. You'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it. Which is where you get people like Prince, where Prince was like, he knew everything before him and did not care about the rules. And he didn't even know there were rules. He just made his own. But yes, to a degree, yes. There is something in learning the mistakes of others and preventing they say like preventing wars from happening in the future by learning from wars that happened in the past and shit like that. There is something to be said about that. And there is something to be said about taking inspiration from things before you to create something new.
I'll say that is definitely like an important part.
Yeah.
An important role in making timeless art, but it's not the only way because like you don't always have to like give a fuck about the past to make something fucking badass now.
Exactly.
You know? But it does help.
It does
like
help.
1,000%. It'll improve the process and the art itself. But it's not the only way, I don't think.
And like the idea of timeless art as a concept itself is kind of bullshit because what niggas really mean is like what it really end up being is like if it was like something else you already knew about, because at the time when timeless art is being shown to the world, a lot of the times niggas don't even realize it is timeless art.
I was gonna say, I think timeless art as a phrase itself is like so subjective.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because like what if I make something tomorrow and everyone thinks it sucks and then in 20 years it's finally cool? Or what if it's cool now and in 20 years it sucks?
You know how many niggas got clowned for jerking and wearing skinny jeans and
but they're bringing it back.
And now niggas
trying to bring that shit
fantasizing about being a nigga in the early 2010s.
That shit was kind of embarrassing to me because somebody was like, oh, bring back the swag era, the 2012 through what I was like, girl, that just happened. We just lived that. That was us in high school.
Exactly. That was us. So yeah, like timeless art as a concept is like.
Were we in middle school in 2012 or in high school? We were in middle
school. Yeah, we were jerking in middle school for sure. Well, I don't know. Were you jerking?
No.
I was jerking.
I can't really dance.
To myself.
I tried to shuffle.
In my room.
But I couldn't shuffle. I looked silly.
Jerking. And I know what type of niggas be saying this shit to. It'd be like niggas that's like they're looking at fucking like Tupac's albums and shit and like Kendrick Lamar To Pimp a Butterfly and shit. Like, yeah, there's some, if you want to look at it that way, okay, there are just certain topics and like certain,
okay, let me ask you this. Is there anything right now that you would consider timeless art? Like that's old or current?
That's old?
Yeah, like that you saw something old and you're like, oh, that's still a banger.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, do you have any examples right now personally? Like
Good Kid, Mad City. I'm gonna just use that because I'm already on. Good Kid, Mad City can be considered timeless art, just because off of even though he was like talking about like gangbanging shit, it was the themes he was choosing to talk about in the album. It was like, love will never not be a thing. Love
Okay,
will
what about
always be a
older than
thing.
that?
And then like older than that, not, I guess not even just hip hop, just fucking Queen.
Well, it doesn't even have to be just music.
Yeah,
It could be anything.
exactly. I was gonna say Queen, just off of the biopic where it was showing like how everything happened. A story like that is timeless because it was just showing like a nigga that was like just really fucking gifted and he figured that shit out. And like niggas will watch that movie. It doesn't matter who he was or when he came out or anything. Niggas can look at that as timeless art because it's like, oh, I just watched somebody do something that I want to do back in the day right now. Like, and that's what I want to do in real time now. So that's considered timeless because.
Can I give an example of something I think is timeless that I don't think other people would think is timeless?
Okay.
What a Way to Go.
Yes, exactly.
So there's this old movie called What a Way to Go, like from the 50s maybe ish. There's an old movie called What a Way to Go. I think that is the definition of timeless art.
Yes.
But I have seen some takes online where people thought that shit was weird and goofy to the day.
Yeah.
And people back then thought it was weird and goofy, apparently.
Clue
is a banger.
Clue is a fucking banger.
We love. People think it's corny.
Yeah. Like, and
like
people
that's
at the time,
to me,
and like
sure.
people at the time were shitting on it. Like, oh, this shit was so like fucking stupid. It was
They're
so
still
goofy.
shitting on it.
They are?
Yeah, there's people that don't like it. And I'm like, girl.
No, that shit, like,
that's hilarious.
That's why it's like so subjective. But there's just some themes that just remain constant that that makes people think that trick people into thinking it's like a timeless piece of art. So yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about that, because I agree partially, but
how do you deal with criticism, valid or not, from someone you care about?
If it's someone I care about,
I think the way
I don't really care either way, but like if it's someone I care about, it depends on what level I care about them. Because if I care about them and they don't know shit about what I'm doing, I'm not gonna listen to them.
Well, I think it depends on how they do it, like how they criticize you, like how they say it. I'm saying, and
that too.
And like for you, I think it depends on what their taste is.
Yeah.
Because like if their taste isn't even close to your taste, you're like
that's
not
how the world
should
just be. Like I don't even understand why we do that as a race.
For example, like if one of your brothers was like criticizing you on something you're making,
and they
you
don't
would be like,
care about the same thing, I'd be like,
I don't care. But I feel like if I was like, oh, maybe you should do this instead, I might
take it more into consideration because I know we're in the same realm of things, which is why it's like crazy to me that like everyone just feels like we should just
listen to everybody.
Criticisms from every single person on
that's
the fucking
another
planet.
thing.
Like,
sometimes you guys say that it's criticism, but it's clearly just shit talking.
Like y'all be like, yo, love you, bro.
No, all love,
bro, and then like proceed to like shit on my life and then like call it fake. I've had people tell me like what I'm saying doesn't seem real, like it doesn't seem genuine.
Yeah.
Like, why would I listen to you? One, you don't know me. Two, you don't care. Like, actually care. So like, why would you? Like, it'll be so obvious. Oh, it's all love. Like, nigga, you don't know me.
It'll be really obvious when they like just see you as like an internet character instead of a real person,
instead of an actual human, instead of like this internet character they can mold and all that shit. So
like they forget you're a person that exists in real life that has a real story.
I'm talking about my fucking dysfunctional fucking family, and they're like, "Oh, bro, that's not real though. It sounds like you're just
saying
shit, man. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nigga, what are you talking about?" So yeah,
or like I don't like. Personally, me, I don't like when people will be in his DMs and being like, this rollout sucks, or like, oh, you're the garbage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unfollow you, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll block them because they were already like over you, and then they'll be like, can you unblock me? It was just criticism, bro. Take criticism better. Like, you were literally shitting on his whole life.
Yeah, like, no. like, and then, like, obviously, if you don't get it, like, just don't get it. Just don't come here. Like I don't get it.
It's just not your taste. That's like, okay, but you don't have to like
they have like a gun to
Go
their head, and
so
I'm like
crazy
asking
on
them
it.
like, please be here. Like, no, like if you don't understand it, you don't have to be here. I don't get it.
I've
like-
never understood the need that some people have to like tell you that they
Yeah.
hate something.
Not every
'Cause, like,
opinion
if
needs
I
to
don't
be
like
heard.
something, I'm just gonna scroll. I don't feel the need to be like, hey, I hate your thing. Like, I'm just
I
gonna
don't really
leave.
like shit on the internet for the most part that I see. So like,
Scroll away, girl. Like,
if I really like just talked about everything I didn't like, I would just look like a fucking terrible person because shit just does not be clicking. So, and just even as a kid, I just never thought to be like, oh, I should tell this person what I feel about this thing.
I think for me, it's only because like in my mind, they didn't ask for my opinion.
Yeah,
so
that's
why
exactly
am I
what
gonna?
I'm saying. Yeah,
Like, you never asked me how I felt about this thing, so I'm not gonna tell you unless you specifically ask me and want to know. Like, it's not up to me. Make what you want to make and do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, my opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, and even if and let's like play devil's advocate, if I did listen to what the fuck you said, then it still isn't going to work.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you've
what is
slick done that where you've like, okay, I'll give them what they want.
Yeah,
and then they
I've given
still
them what
shitted
they
on
want
it.
before, and just to see, just like, oh, okay, you wanted that, here you
Yeah.
go, and they're like, oh, nigga, what the fuck? Like,
then
yeah,
on top
that's
of
what I'm
that,
talking about. That's not me. What are
It
you
kind of
talking
goes
about?
along the lines of like when people say you're what's it called? The word you're derivative of somebody.
Yes.
But then they really just mean that they want you to be derivative of someone else.
Yeah, of something else. Like, they'll be like, oh, you're too much like this. Why can't you be more like this? And like, nigga, what are you talking about? You're just asking me
like,
to be
I've
a different
noticed a
version
lot of
of
people
a
will
thing
be
you
like, oh,
want.
bro, just do your own thing, do your own sound. But like, you only get attention when you pretend to sound like someone else.
Yeah, that. Like, niggas will be like saying that, and they'll be like, that's the reason you're here. That's the reason this got to you in the first place. Because when I did my own thing over here,
like, it didn't
no
go
one
anywhere.
gave a shit. No one cared to
But
go
now
any
when you
deeper
try
than
to,
that. So when I do this over here,
Yeah.
then it's in front of you for a reason. It was by design.
like, algorithm was,
Just
it's
even
gonna
on
end
that
up
level,
on your stuff.
And then B, it's like the same things that they're even saying that about, just specifically like my influences. I'm fucking 25 years old. I don't know what y'all expect me to. Am I supposed to sound like Biggie or Tupac or some shit? I didn't grow up on that shit. I didn't grow up on 50 Cent and all this other shit. And on the flip side of that, I don't fucking listen to Cardi and all these. I'm not. What you want me to rap like them and fucking NBA YoungBoy or some shit as opposed to what I'm doing? Like, I don't get what you mean, because like, I like what I like, and this is the type of shit that I want to make, and this is the type of lane I see for myself. So why the fuck would I not be myself doing some other shit I don't like just to make you feel better about? I don't know, because none of this shit affects you.
I think people forget
in the
too.
first
Like,
place.
obviously, it's mostly kids that say it, but
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people forget. Like, you all have things you're influenced by, also. Like, for example, everyone swears like, "Oh, you're so Tyler, you're so this," da, da, da. But you forget Tyler is super heavily influenced by like Wes Anderson for his aesthetics, or by whoever. Like, all of these things are influenced by something. You're influenced by something you saw and that you liked. Like, it's kind of hard to be original, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, it's not a bad thing to be influenced by someone either.
Especially like, and then I do it like, so honestly, I don't give a shit to like try to hide the shit either. Like, it's not like
they say like they caught you.
Yeah, like I'm not doing it. I literally have told niggas multiple times, like, oh yeah, I grew up on this, and that, and this is where I want to be at. And they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? Like, nigga, I just told you. Like, did you think I was just gonna magically do something? I came up off Odd Future and fucking ASAP Mob. I'm gonna go make some NBA YoungBoy shit now.
I think because like, all these people we grew up on are so popular now.
Yeah,
too.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like,
it's
oh, you're copying them. You're copying them. Like, no, we literally grew up. We were in high school, middle school, hearing this, thinking it's cool. Like, it's only popular now. It wasn't as
we were the ones that helped it get so popular.
Yeah.
We popularized that shit, and now we want to be in on the shit. Now we're getting told to get the fuck
like
out.
I've literally
it's
been
really
to
fucking weird.
see some of these artists when it was only like 30 people in the room. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, it's
It's
really
just-
fucking weird how people jump
We've
to
just
these
always
conclusions.
liked it and been influenced by it when it started before it was even like
Yeah, y'all just got here,
huge.
by the way. Like,
But like I'm glad it is huge because they deserve it. You
yeah,
know?
it's tight. That's why I'm doing it. It's like it's fucking the tightest thing ever to me. That's why I'm doing the shit. That's kind of how things work. But I don't know. Kids haven't learned that yet, and like adults are.
I
kinda
also like
stupid, too.
sometimes people forget. Well, kids forget like stuff
And-
existed before them.
Yeah, and like I'm
Like-
literally I'm 25. Who else would I fucking sound like right now? Like I don't know what you. There's niggas my age right now rapping and doing all of this, and for some reason they grew. I mean, they grew up on other shit. I don't know what to tell you. Like fucking a nigga like YBN Cordae liked J Cole, so now he is trying to figure out his own version of a J Cole style. And who else is my age? NBA YoungBoy's younger than me. Fucking, I think Sexy Red is our age, right?
I thought she was.
Or is she older than
Let me
us?
see.
There's only a handful of people. My Polo G, like they grew up off fucking Gucci and Young Thug.
Yeah, she is
and-
our age. I didn't know she was our age.
Yeah.
I thought she was younger for some reason.
Nah, Future, but her too. She grew up on all this other shit. Like we're all just versions of the things we grew up on. I don't know why this is like news to anyone, but I don't know.
Okay,
As far
I
as the
think
criticisms thing, though, whether I care about them or not, I don't really give a shit because at the end of the day, I
it's how
gotta
do you
my
deal
own
with
thing.
it, not do you care, or is you
I-
not caring how you deal with it?
Yeah, I don't really deal with it because if I don't care about it, I don't make time or space for it in my mind. Like, if anything, I double down on whatever the fuck it is sometimes just to be like, no, this is intentional. Like, you may not like it, you may have these criticisms for it, but obviously I don't give a shit because I just double down on it.
We have hella questions left, and we've been yapping a lot.
It's
You want to
fine.
do rapid fire yaps?
Yeah, let's do some rapid fire yapping.
Okay, favorite album.
Wolf by Tyler the Creator.
How did you chip your tooth? Just give this short.
I got
version.
hit by a door.
As a kid.
My cousin hit me in the face with a door when I was like 7, and it split my tooth in half. That shit hurt. Went to get a root canal, so I don't feel anything in it. Could have got it fixed multiple times, didn't because I just didn't want to, and I guess it kind of worked out because people kind of fuck with it anyway, and that is how I chipped it.
Will you be doing features?
I will not be doing features. No, I cannot be bought. This shit is not for sale. I just want to work with people that I actually like and that I want to actually be like friends in real life with. So,
Why isn't Road to Ghetto Land on DSPs?
it's not on there. Just like everything else isn't on there anymore because it is not good. It is not good music. There are some good ideas on there. That's why I left some of them on streaming services like Growth. But as a whole, that's why I took most of the shit off because it's just not good. And if you think it's good, that's cool, but I do not agree.
These are the least rapid fire answers.
Yeah,
ever.
I'm taking my time still, but I promise I'll speed it up.
Are you sure?
I'm gay. What? No? Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
I love making music. It'd be cool to have listeners. How do I grab attention?
Show your fucking ass on the internet.
I think if we knew how to grab attention, we would have done it by
Yeah,
now.
we'd be on by now. I literally only got where I got to because I was like, hey, I used to listen to these people and I really like this thing, and here they are. And people were like, oh yeah, I like those things too. That's tight. And then we all moved on with our day.
How do I truly be myself? I'm an artist who loves creating, but I feel like I always make some sort of comparison to others trying to be someone else.
No, like we just said, basically, we're all just versions of the things we like. Do that shit. Don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks about it. If you like that shit and that's how you want to move your ship, do that. And figure out the best way to do that and inject your personal story into it and your personal preference into it, because you're not going to agree with your favorite artists on every single decision they made. You're going to eventually come to a point and be like, they did it in red, but I would like this in green, actually. So let's just change that, and then let's put this story from my life right there.
Next.
Yep.
What? Oh, we already did that.
What was it?
What inspired you to make a Magic themed album?
Nothing inspired me to make a Magic theme album. Eve came up with it.
Do you feel if you put hard work into something, it'll pay off with time? It says put off with time.
Yeah, I'll probably put it wrong.
I mean,
just
I hope
like
so.
with anything, just like with anything, it's as simple as like, I mean, if you work out every single day, eventually you're gonna get fucking like jacked. That's just how the world works.
Well, I think it's a little.
I'm getting there. Let me talk.
I'm not allowed to talk.
Yeah, but you're about to say it like I didn't know.
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking. I can't talk.
I wanted to cook. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
All right, I would like to cook on this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Let me cook. Just like anything else, you work out, you do some shit, you get some shit in return, if that is the case. But as far as like hard work, I guess it gets muddied up because there's a lot of hard work that is thankless. There's a lot of thankless stuff out there. For instance, being an artist. Yes, eventually it will pay off, but you got to figure out how to make sure that the hard work is going into the right thing, because a lot of people put hard work into like the wrong shit or into the wrong processes, which it's kind of subjective to say wrong, but you got to figure out what the right thing is, because the right thing is whatever gets you the results that you want. So just be careful about what you're working hard towards.
Next.
Yeah.
How are you making all of your stuff alone, especially filming? He's not.
She holds cameras. She presses record on laptops and cameras.
I tell him what to do. I tell him how to move.
She tells me how, if I need to make a micro adjustment like this or like that.
I'll just tell you what to do. I just boss you around behind the camera.
It's pretty much.
If you could hear the behind the scenes, it's just mostly me bossing him around behind the camera. Also,
and if she's not available or if she does not feel like doing shit that day, I figure it the fuck out, and I figure out how to get the result that I need at the time that I need it.
Mostly I just make him set up the stuff by himself because I don't feel like setting up the equipment.
A lot of it is like preparation too, because if I'm making something for my website and I know that I need it to be a certain way so that I can extract an image from a video, I shoot it how I need to shoot it. I need to know what the fuck it's for before I even do it, so that I can make sure I do it right. So
he does all the technical stuff fully by himself, though. Like
as far as like editing,
websites, merch stores. I help with like physically like directing him, telling him what to do, or like giving him ideas.
Idea creation,
or sometimes giving him samples.
Yes.
Or just whatever. Like I help with the fun stuff. He does all the tech.
Yeah.
If you could relocate somewhere else, where would it be and why?
Canada.
Why?
Because don't shit happen out there. You don't ever hear of. It probably is. We probably just don't get it.
I think we just don't know because we're not in Canada.
About fucking hurricanes and fucking mass shootings and all this shit. They've had some out there, but this is starting to sound more and more like I don't know Canada, but the answer is Canada.
What's the theme of the next project? Do you want to tell them?
I don't want to give up the goods.
I think it's the theme is just super fun, and I'm really excited about it.
All we can say is that yes, this theme is super fun.
I will say it's definitely going to be.
Can I give them one word? 2 words to.
Can you tell me the words? Can you whisper them? Wait. Okay. No, that'll be such an. That's too much. No. You know what? Yes or no? Because
Yeah. Well,
oh no! I got it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a hint for the theme of the next album.
Which I coined this term.
I coined this.
No, I'm saying,
wait.
I called you like randomly, and you started running with it.
Yeah. You're right. The Black Tom Selleck. That's all I'll say on that.
It's really fun. I will say though, it's gonna be a little. Well, not a little. It's gonna be super fucking wacky.
Yeah, it's gonna be out there. It's definitely gonna be.
People probably will think it's corny, but what's most important to me is that it's fun.
And I'm getting all my raps out now. Keep that in mind.
Look up Tom Selleck if you really want to know more. He's my favorite person ever. Well, I don't know much about his personality in real life, but he's super handsome.
Okay.
He's super handsome.
Move on to the next question.
Well, his number one, like his thing he's known for, like I feel like we'll tell them what we're doing.
Yeah, I know. We obviously there's emphasis put on Tom Selleck. We get it. You love Tom Selleck.
I do.
And I'm
he's
the Black
so
Tom
handsome.
Selleck. Don't I kind of look like him?
I said that one day as a joke. I was like, you kind of look like Tom Selleck. You're like the Black Tom Selleck.
And everyone agreed. So I'm now the Black Tom Selleck.
They agreed because they were trying to be funny.
No.
And now he calls himself that all the time. How do you stop caring about others' opinions?
You just simply don't care, man. Like you really just don't really have to like look like. So the way I when I first started hearing opinions about me or anything pertaining to me as a teenager, I already was on this shit.
You're so built different, for real.
Why does someone else's perspective of you matter if they don't have all of the details that it would take for them to make it? And then on top of that, you can tell them all the details, but you can be telling them that you value this thing or you have this moral. But if they don't care about that value or that moral or anything that you're talking about, they cannot give you any real good perspective on it if you see it differently. And a lot of the times people get tricked into thinking that like just because someone else gave you an opposing view on it, that like you should accept that and like take that as like a reality. But reality is whatever the fuck you make it to be.
Yeah.
Like I can go out in public and wear a fucking wig and do a bunch of crazy stupid shit because at the end of the day, like they don't understand that I may have been filming a video or something that I wanted to make since I was fucking 15 or some shit.
And they don't have to understand.
And they don't have to understand that shit because at the end of the day,
this is for you. It's not for them.
It's for me. B, I'm going to feel better after the fact. So what they think matter. And C, I had a good point for C and I lost it.
I think because I like struggle really hard with like taking criticism because if somebody says something mean to me, I'm gonna be a little sad about it. But it's easier once I started to realize like, why do I care what this person thinks if they're not the type of person I want to be?
Yeah,
because most of the time, the people criticizing you are not the type of person you want to be.
Yeah,
or they're not even on the type of things you want to do. And even if it is somebody that's like say you meet your idol and they're like a complete douchebag to you, like they're just a douche. I don't know, like.
Yeah. So how do you let it stop mattering to you? You kind of just got to wake up one day and just be
That's kind of like something I don't know. There's no one specific way to just stop caring. It's like you just got to work on yourself and be confident in yourself enough to the point where you're like, actually, I know I'm cool as hell, so I don't care if you don't think I am.
C was I'm probably never going to see them again either, so it doesn't matter.
Well, because what if it's somebody at school that they see all the time?
And then if it's someone you see all the time, like what are they going to do? Tell people? That's another cool thing about if you're a young person watching this. If you just like own up and be confident about the things that other people are looking at as like flaws, they really have no ammo against you because then it's like now they just look stupid because you're just like, oh, nigga, didn't we see you in a wig the other day dancing around the fucking liquor store? Yeah, that was me. Who cares? Oh, I thought you were going to be like embarrassed about that. So like, oh, yeah, Who fucking cares?
How would you change the music scene for artists frustrated with the current setup?
Oh, yeah. How would I change it? Well, it's not so much like I would just make it so that it's a equal win for everybody. Like everyone can win, so that the pretty much the only factor is if it's like good or not. Because right now we're at a point in time where I hate to even say good because it's not like if one thing's good and one thing's bad. It just bothers me that a nigga could make something sound beautiful, and because of that, it doesn't fit within a mainstream thing. So for hip hop, for instance, specifically, um, I've said it before. If I throw a fucking string section on some shit that sounds good, um, that shit does not get pushed in the same way as a 21 Savage song would, which is not to say anything because I like 21 Savage, but like, um, but it's kind of unfair. You have like the Rap Caviar playlist on Spotify, and like the only reason this fucking playlist matters at all and why anyone should even give a fuck about it is because that's where like the money is. And basically, my whole issue with this, how it's working right now, is that it's fucking up niggas' pockets. And so, what I would change is that basically wherever that music gets placed, the same music gets placed. Like that niggas from the other side of town, the alternative niggas are from. Like all that shit gets put in the same place as the mainstream shit. Because at the end of the day, we were just talking about this the other day, but um we've hit a point where it's all this it should there should be subgenres, but also this is all the same shit. What makes it it's pretty much just the name of alternative hip hop. Like alternative makes it sound like there's like a normal thing and there's an alternative version of that. Obviously, people want to be unique, but also like I feel like that label is fucking niggas' pockets up because it's not being pushed in the same way. So I feel like I've said this a billion times, like on song and just publicly. Like I really just feel like it should be more equal in that regard. Other than that, obviously the idea of niggas like putting out music and then making money from it is tight. And everything is really accessible, which is tight and also can be kind of scary, but it is what it is. And yeah, that's the only thing I would change about it. Other than that, I'm not really oh, and I guess just like the power dynamic. I mean, you got like four people controlling everything. Obviously a lot of voices are not going to be heard in that. We literally just got off of the writer strikes and the actor strikes, and niggas is not getting paid correctly. It's mostly because we're all using the same shit, and that's kind of the issue. That's why I think also people should just start branching out and making their own shit, because yeah, we can't all just rely on the same people who obviously literally cannot give a fuck about everybody. They can't give a fuck about everyone. They're too big. Yeah, that's it.
Is there actually room to be fully transparent emotionally with anyone in your life?
Yes. And you should be as much as you can. Um, it just helps. Even if you feel like it's something negative to be transparent about, it helps because then people understand you better, and that gets you that A gets you in a lot of shit and B gets you out of a lot of shit. If you let a nigga know right off the rip how you feel and that you don't want to do something, they will go into whatever's happening next after that knowing you don't want to do some shit or that you don't feel comfortable with something. And same thing with a good thing. If you say that you want to have this opportunity pop up, if somebody's listening and they can make that happen for you, then tight. But they said like emotionally, right? Like, I think you should just try to be as transparent as possible to the people who like actually give a fuck about you, because it just makes things run smoother in the long run. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Next.
Yeah.
How do you find samples?
I just find samples on Spotify and YouTube and stuff, and then she finds most of the like really good ones on whatever the fuck she be on. Same thing like Apple Music and shit like that. Yeah, Spotify, YouTube. I won't give up all the fucking gems because I kind of want them to myself, and I don't want all you motherfuckers there when I'm there. But yeah, one day I'll give up all the goods when I'm done using them.
You're gatekeeping?
Oh, of course. 100%.
I don't gatekeep, so I find all the bangers on accident most of the time.
Yeah.
But I literally just find a song that I like and then create a station, and it'll show me other songs like that.
Yeah, the best samples, look at what you like and then go deeper into those artists and the people like those artists, and just figure out who started what, figure out the related artists at the same time that was making shit.
To be fair though, I think the reason our samples are a little more like, well, not more, but you know, are not as common now, I think, is
they're a little more
because
rare.
we like are into like older stuff.
We have literally found samples that nobody in our realm of hip hop has touched before yet. That's the golden. That's like the sweet spot of anything.
And also we also find them in different languages. Like we don't just listen to music in English. We listen to like anything that sounds good, basically.
Yeah, literally the whole last album, SHAZAM. Most of the samples are from like prog rock, from fucking Scottish bands and shit, and like German bands or whatever. Just because, I'll tell you this, I literally went down the rabbit hole. One of my favorite songs of mine is Chipmunk, and I still can't put a finger on why that one, like, people don't gravitate to that one as much as I do. But like the fucking production on that one, the shit I sampled on that one's fucking ridiculous to me. Like, I love that shit. So I literally was like, all right, I really love this. Let me go deeper into what was going on in this lane. Who's these people? Why did they matter? Blah, blah, blah. And most of the album got made that way because the prog rock at that time was just on some completely other shit. They were making like 20-minute songs of just complete different ideas of nonsense and shit. And that was what kind of helped with the album.
Does the duality plan on covering other artists? If so, by what method of discovery?
Yes, it does plan on covering other artists. I'm not doing that right. I did it before. Like, I was doing like a artist of the month sort of thing, and like just sharing that, seeing how I felt about that. And I liked it. So I'm going to do that eventually. And it's going to branch out into like creative services for artists, period. So just like production, songwriting, distribution, just pretty much all the things that like a label would provide, but it's not going to be a label. Like, it's just going to be its own thing. And I'll find the people just like how I found the people before, just shit that I like, that I feel like people should check out.
Have you ever thought about changing your name to something like Bob or Chris?
No, I have not thought about changing my name to Bob or Chris. You were just saying how people thought my name was already made up.
People think like, so I looked him up on Reddit just to see if anyone was talking about him, and basically somebody was like, why would you name yourself Jimmy Poindexter? Like, that's a stupid ass name, blah blah blah. And like, that's his real name. Like,
yeah, that was just the name that was given to me.
Name.
I can't do anything about that. Also, I got the name from a relative that was stabbed to death. Asshole.
Also, it's Poindexter, not Point.
Yeah, there's no T.
A lot of people add the T.
This is Poindexter, not Poindexter. You ignorant fool.
Some people spell it that way.
Still have never seen that.
I've seen it a couple of times. What's your take on the whole hip hop is dying rhetoric?
Hip hop is not dying. There's plenty of hip hop out there. It's just the shit that the golden era niggas like is just not popular right now, which it kind of is getting there because Griselda is going crazy right now. But anyway, I said what I said because I wanted to promote the album, because I just wanted to come with that energy of like, this is what's going into the album. I want to make a super hip hop heavy album that's like that's just scratching the part of my brain that I haven't seen happening in hip hop lately and shit. So, yeah, man. Like, and also it's weird because I don't really look at all this shit the same way you guys do. Like, I don't really care. Like, I don't know why people care that much about shit that has nothing to do with them. I kind of look at it like niggas with sports teams. Like, I guess niggas is like moving on their sports teams so bad, and like they're really in it. So they kind of just like care about it that much. But I feel like a lot of niggas don't look at when hip hop as actual humans. They kind of just look at them like characters in a fucking game, and they don't really like care about how they're feeling and what they like and all that shit. Like, you could sit here and be like hip hop is dying, but like in reality, it's just like the people that we really like that's kind of like paved the lane for all this shit to exist on the internet, like Kendrick and Rocky and Donald and all them. They just don't drop as much anymore, and that feeling is gone because they're already good. They don't have to release albums that much anymore, so that's the only reason it feels that way. And when they're not dropping, NBA YoungBoy drops like 20 fucking albums in that time. Fucking whoever from the South is Dreamville is popping over here. They're doing their thing over there. They dropped like 5 albums in the last couple of years. So yeah, man. Don't care too much. You're not in it. This is a club. You're not in it. You're a spectator. Just enjoy it when you get it, and if you don't like it, just don't pay attention to it.
Do you ever get scared you'll run out of steam before you reach your career goals?
I don't get scared that I'll run out of steam. I just don't get scared that I'll run out of steam. I have a persistence about me. Nipsey Hussle said, the late great Nip said, persistence. He said persistence is the thing that separated him from a lot of people that was coming up at the time he came up, and that's what got him through everything. And it always stuck with me because that is so true. A lot of niggas are not built for this shit, and they don't have enough steam to do that, and they don't know how to keep the thing going because most of the time niggas is chasing the dumb shit that comes with it. They're like, oh, I want to do this so I can have 10 gold chains and I can pull up in a Hellcat and fuck 30 bitches who all have STDs.
Don't call women bitches.
I'm talking like them. That's what they say.
You don't have to say it bar for bar.
They fuck 30 women who have STDs and they think that's what life is about. And if that's what they believe, that's what they believe. They can do that. But personally, my persistence comes from me just trying to live a normal life. And I'm reminded every day that mine is not normal. So I'm working every day to make it more normal. So, yeah. I don't think I'll ever run out of steam.
What is your plan for 2024?
It's a dumbass question. My plan is the same as every other year. Is to be who I'm supposed to be. That's all I can do. I can't control shit else.
Why'd you put this one then if you thought it was dumb?
I didn't put that one there.
Yes, you did. I didn't put that one.
I never put that there.
Yeah, babe.
That's where I stopped.
No, I started putting.
Babe, you have your right there. I never put your like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I was like way up here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think this was from the Discord. Is that why?
Probably.
Will you have a P.O. box?
I will have a P.O. box eventually. I am poor right now, so I can't afford one. But at one point, I will make a P.O. box so people can send stuff. Because that shit's tight, and people have been asking about that.
What is your advice if you're confused about what to do with a girl?
I suck at girls. Don't ask me anything about no girl. I'm surprised I ended up married.
I'm his first girlfriend ever.
I did not have any game. There was no game involved. I said the 5-letter word, hello. I did not have any game or riz.
No, there was like multiple points where we were just talking, like we weren't even together yet, where I was like, you're kind of not even flirting with me.
Yeah. And before her, it was just horrendous. So.
Oh, I've seen I looked through his old DMs. I was surprised women even interacted with him the way he was acting.
Yeah.
I saw some things he said, and I was like, what is wrong with you?
I was never trained in that art. That's
like, why did you think that was
can't have everything.
The thing to say?
I can make a good song. I can do all this other stuff. Can't talk to women. Can't be good at everything.
Which is... Never mind. No comment.
I can talk to people better now, though. Just people in general. I have better people skills.
How do you Never mind. We already answered that.
What was it?
How do you motivate yourself to really get up and create? How did you learn the business / non-music side of this whole music world / industry?
I actively pursued trying to know as much as I can about everything, because it is true, what you don't know can hurt you in this field. And I got a little taste of it and got fucked over. Not fucked over, but it
just didn't work out.
I got led on, I would say. And that kind of helps you understand it a little bit more. And then a little bit of insanity kind of played a part too, and that kind of helped out in learning just the philosophy half of everything, because that's a big part of it too. That niggas don't
insanity
tell you about.
In what sense?
Insanity in the sense that you're looking at everything and you're like, this is madness. This is madness. Why the fuck? Why is he on and not me? And
you've done that a few times. You've done that a few times.
What the fuck? This is some bullshit. And then you just spiral into a thing of like, okay, what am I chasing here? Okay, why am I doing this? Okay, why is this the thing? And why do I have to do that? So insanity in that sense. But early on, I just was like the only one out of everyone that I knew that made music that actively just sat there for days and just researched shit and just looked at other people's stories and figured out how they got to where they got to, and really tried to apply it. Everyone else, you can kind of just tell when somebody doesn't know anything about anything. Like, I used to sit here and talk to people that I knew that were in music and just tell them oh yeah, this thing happened because this and this happened because that and that, blah blah blah. And they're like, oh wow, how do you know any of this? Why the fuck would you know about this person's life? Or how would you even know about that label? And why? Because I fucking researched it, and I have Google and I utilize it. And it's not like I'm a genius or something. This is all shit that was out there. And it was weird too. I used to randomly talk to I probably shouldn't have. When I was 16, there would be random niggas and labels that were A&Rs or some shit, and I would just be emailing them, and this one nigga sent me a book on how the industry works and shit, a PDF of it. And I don't know, I just applied myself, and then getting fucked over. I was with the Prism Tribe, and I managed to get us in a room with people that I thought could change our lives and could bring us to a point of getting somewhere. And in the end, we just ended up getting fucked over out of a whole bunch of songs that we recorded at a studio and just never got the files for. And then, they pretty much told us one thing and then didn't say shit.
They were really leading you guys on.
Yeah, they didn't.
Hardcore.
telling us about deals and shit, and then nothing comes of it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, I remember because I thought it was a red flag when he was like, "Oh, come in, let's see how it goes," and I was like, "No contract, no. Here's what's gonna happen." Like, that's a little
like
weird, babe.
really weird.
And he was like, "Nah, it's fine." And I was like,
It wasn't a
little
nah, it's
weird.
fine. I was like, nah, this shit has to work because we
Yeah.
have no other options.
Yeah, but I still was like,
even if it's a bad thing, we got to try to figure out a way to flip this into a good thing.
I knew they were BSing.
It wasn't like it was just like literally some, like, I'm not a dumbass. Like, it wasn't like some random ass dude that's
No,
like,
it was
hey,
somebody
I can
that's
get
like,
you in the door, and no,
it was somebody
like
that's actually
that's
in the industry, in the spot
that's
you want
how
to
I
be
ended
in.
up
Yeah.
actually meeting Vic Weinstein. He's Tyler the Creator's engineer. Like, I met him through that, and that's the only good part about any of that shit, is that I was able to sit in a room with this man and like see all the Grammys he won from Mac Miller's albums and Igor and all that shit, and like that was enough to like, nothing had happened on that level before that moment, so that was enough to give me like that shot of like, oh, okay, like, even if nothing is coming out of this thing over here that I was here for in the first place, like, it got me in the door to see this, and then it made me feel better about what I was doing.
Yeah, because I remember like when all that stuff was happening and they were like going in to record and all that, like, I was saying, I think this is a little off.
Yeah.
But the whole time, I at the same time was like, oh my God, you're gonna get famous and leave me. Like, you guys are gonna get on and then like go on tour and meet a bunch of cooler girls and stuff.
Yeah, no.
It was kind of funny, but not funny.
But that experience kind of like bled into like a whole year of me going back and forth with the same pot of people, just trying to figure out. In my head, I'm looking at it like, dude, you got this fucking genius sitting right here, and he has all these cool ideas he can like put out, and y'all can back, but you don't want to. You're not even like thinking about it. Like, this is not even on your radar, like things to do. Okay. So in my head, I was trying to figure out ways to like make it make sense and make it work, because I was like, okay, maybe the industry doesn't work the way I think it is. I thought all you had to do was be good in front of people like this, and then you're good. But that's not what happened. It was more
it's
like,
not that simple.
It was more like, that's what led to the insanity. Because then I'm looking at everything like that, like, okay, so where do the blogs get the artists from? Where do they find them? Oh, they don't find them. Oh, they just sit and then they wait for like the labels to, they know they got a guy who works there, and they bring their friend in. Oh, okay, it's like you got to know people. Duh. Okay, whatever. Oh, why are their award systems this way? Oh, okay, it's literally because everybody in the awards are voting members, and they vote for whatever the fuck they were a part of. They're not going to vote for somebody else's shit. Okay, that makes sense. And just figuring it out in that way, just why it wasn't working for me. And then once I realized why it wasn't working for me, then I was like, okay, how do I bend things so that it does work for me? Because this isn't, I'm not going to be able to just insert myself into this shit I have no control of. So I got to figure out what I can control and then make it make sense to that world. That's why I ended up making Ghetto Land, because it was just like, I was so frustrated with just how shit worked that I was like, all right, if there was this ideal thing I could do, this ideal world, what would it look like, and how would the rollout look, blah, 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 blah. That's why I ended up writing my own like news outlet shit. That's why I ended up taking control of every single aspect. So yeah, there's a lot of layers to that, and a lot of little things that led up to me coming to this understanding of this place. But ultimately it was just trial and error and failing a bunch of times.
Speaking of Prison Tribe.
Oh yeah, speaking of Prison Tribe, yeah. Somebody asked like if we were like still going to be making music together. Some people for some reason thought they were going to be on the last album. Yeah, the group has been done for like a minute now,
like a couple years, right? 2021.
Yeah, like 2021. And it pretty much just ended because niggas grew apart and it was like not making sense anymore. And obviously there was also like personal things that happened, but it kind of climaxed when one of the members like threatened to beat up my father, and I was not feeling that shit. Like, and
I mean, that's not the only thing that this person did.
yeah,
They
that was
did
on
like
a list of
a
other things that
good
led
amount
up
of
to
other
that moment.
things.
And I don't know, it was just little shit like that, not just with one person, just within the group of personal matters that just boiled over into a moment like that. And I was like, nah, I can't be around somebody like that, and I can't be around someone who thinks like that. And because I know I would never think to even say no shit like that, even as a joke. Like it wouldn't be the thing to do. So yeah, so no more music is coming from that. If anything, maybe some stuff that we recorded that never got released. And if I ever get those files back from the people that fucked us over, maybe that was some of our best music, I would say. And
I mean, they didn't technically fuck you over. They
they
just
didn't
kind of
fuck me over. They
played
kind
you
of
though, if
like
anything.
they made it
You know
very
what I
clear,
mean?
like, yeah, we might walk away with this shit. And I was like, whatever, I guess. But yeah, that's done for sure.
Are you gonna keep being a one-man army, or would you want a team in the future?
I want a team, but we're very particular about what we like and what we do, shit, and how we want to move. I kind of want people around me that I actually like on like a personal level, like not just
Yeah, because we've worked with like people before, and
Yeah.
like it was cool when it was cool.
yeah,
Like I think the thing is that for us specifically, I know not everyone is like this, but we prefer to actually bring people back over and over. Like we want to work with the same core group at least. Like
Yeah.
obviously we'll want new people around, but we want like the main group of people that we know, oh, this works.
yeah.
And like, you know, we would just want to be like cool with them off of work shit too. Like
Yeah. You see Adam Sandler brings back the same people in every movie, probably the same director, same people behind the scenes because he fucks with them. And you got niggas that's like the Always Sunny cast. They're always throwing each other in things because they actually genuinely like
each
being
other.
around each
Yeah.
other and shit.
Like I honestly, like to be completely truthful, it would just be nice to be friends with the people we work with.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. So not to say like I just feel like we should. It would be better to hold out for that than just take whatever we
Yeah.
can just because it's there. Because then that leads to you being around people you don't like.
Yeah.
and
that's
turns
just like
some other shit.
I don't want to.
It creates.
I don't think
extra
anyone
work.
should do that. You know?
Yeah.
Would you ever think of doing your own short film, non-music related?
I've wanted to multiple times to make a short film. I think it just sounds good on paper too, though. Like, to make a short film, especially for like rappers, like they always want to make.
Well, I think, but that's the thing, non-music related. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we both want to make, including like films and just media. Period. We just want to make a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
The only reason we don't is because we can't afford to.
Yeah, if we could, it probably
like we would have been made
now.
a bunch of stuff by now.
Gnarly was supposed to have like a whole storyline to it that probably could have ended up being like a short film. Like, the answer is yes. I would like to make one, not just a short film, just
films.
in general. But yeah, obviously I cannot right now.
What would you name your own music genre?
I wouldn't name it. I would. I'm a conduit. I'm a Google. I don't know, man. Fucking tuberculosis. That's the name of the genre. Yeah.
Can you name it something
alternative tuberculosis?
What about like
because it's not mainstream tuberculosis.
Maybe something like
Nigger tunes.
Next question. How did you and Eve meet? You want to do your first?
I went first last time. You go first this time.
Do I tell them the long version or the short version?
The long version.
So for some context, I can't, whatever. There was this guy that was trying to get at me, and I let him take me out to dinner one time, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I was like, our personalities aren't really like meshing or compatible. So we just stayed like mutuals on social media, and then one day that guy quote tweets somebody's tweet. Like, I know he was saying something playfully. He was like, get this shit off my timeline. Like, if I see this one more time, like, making fun of it. So I was like, I feel kind of bad. He's kind of being mean. So I look at what he's quoting, and it's a picture of this guy and this other guy in the snow. And the guy on the left was like, you were on the left, right? The guy on the left was looking really cute in his little like glasses and sweater combination or whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I'll like this picture because this guy's being mean. So let me be nice to this person. So I go to his account and I'm like, something's telling me not to follow him. I'll just like the tweet and move on with my life and never see him again. And the next day, he follows me. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll follow you back. Maybe I should DM you or something because you are a little cute after all. I didn't DM him. And then the next day, he DM'd me. But all he said in my DMs was, hello. No punctuation, no meme, no effort at all. Just hello. Not even a period. Nothing. And I wasn't even going to reply at first. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, no effort at all. Like, there's other people in my DMs at least trying. I mean, I wasn't answering them, but at least they were trying. You just said hello. Come a little stronger. I didn't reply. And then, so at the time, I was already talking to somebody else. And I'm like a one person at a time type of gal. But that guy wasn't replying to me. And he was already on the like, I should cut it off end of the spectrum. So after he didn't reply to me for a couple hours, I was like, okay, fine. I'll reply to this guy that said hello. Just to be friends, though. Like, it doesn't have to be anything. So we start like messaging or whatever, and like a week or two goes by. I don't even remember how much time. And we're already like texting through the phone and stuff. And so he texts me. He's like, I could get you into Disneyland for free. Do you want to go? When?
Very last minute.
Yeah, I was like, when? He was like, today, right now. Now, at the time, we were both 19. But I was a 19-year-old in a Latino household with a Latina mom who, yes, I was 19, but to her, I am but a child, and I had a lot of rules and restrictions. So I had to lie to her and say, oh, yeah, he's friends with this person that you've met before, so that I could go hang out with him.
Yeah, it wasn't a lie.
It wasn't a lie, but like, it was a stretch.
It was a stretch, yeah.
It was definitely a stretch.
Sure, yeah.
So anyway, I go, I'm like, of course I'm going, like, duh, yes, I want to go. It's free Disneyland. This is 2018, by the way. I show up before him. He's like hours late, even though he told me he was already on his way. So I calculated the right amount of time to like meet him there at the same time.
It was on CP time.
Anyway, so I show up and he finally calls me. He's like, oh, I'm here. I had already seen him. I was like watching him call me, pretending like I didn't see him. Oh, where are you? Oh, let's see, where are you? Oh, okay, I see you. Boop. So I walk up to him and I'm like, oh my God. Like in my head, yo, this guy's kind of cute. I was like, he's taller than I thought. Because when I just lurked on his Twitter, I thought he was like 5'7" or something, which is fine. I've dated short guys before. I'm only 5'4". But I go up and he goes in to hug me, first of all, which I was like, real bold. I just met you.
Very bold.
But, you know, it's chill, whatever. So I hug him and he's super tall. And then he's like, oh, these are all my friends. I take one glance at his group of friends. I look back at him in my head. Boop. He's definitely the cutest one of the group. I didn't think any of his little homeboys were cute. Not one. No offense. But I was like, he's definitely the cutest one of the group. Check. Yeah, that's how we met.
Now you got to hear all that again.
Oh, wait. But before, I forgot to mention, I have to preface this by saying, like, I really wasn't trying to date him. Like, when he invited me to go to Disneyland and everything, I was like, I'm going to dress super bummy, not really doing makeup. I'm gonna not even do my hair. Like, I'm just gonna dress really normal so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to like flirt with you. Like, I just want us to be like platonic.
You still look good.
And then on top of that, at the end of the Disneyland date, I like stood on business because he was acting like he was trying to walk me to my car. We got to the parking lot. He's like, "Oh, where's your car? Oh, my car's over there. Oh, your friends are leaving. You should go catch up with your friends," I told him. He's like, "Oh, you sure? I could walk you." I was like, "Oh, no, I'm good. You could go. It's fine. I could walk by myself." Because I'm thinking, if I let him walk me to my car, he's going to try to kiss me. And I don't do that. I don't know. I don't
She
like.
didn't know that.
I knew that. I was like, if I let you, you're gonna try to kiss me. And I'm like a really shy person, and it takes like a lot, not a lot, but like, I wouldn't kiss somebody I just met.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't trying to do all that. Like, I don't know you. And on top of that, I wasn't trying to date him. Like, I really just wanted to be friends. Even though I thought he was cute. Like, I've had people that are my friends that I think are cute. Like, I could be friends with cute people, but you wore me down, I guess.
Yeah.
Because here we are.
The riz was too.
He had no game.
Now you have to hear all this again from my perspective.
He didn't have any game.
I'll give you a shorter version though.
The whole day at Disneyland too, you were like weird. I don't know.
I didn't know how to act around a baddie. Anyway, I went with the boys to the Las Vegas Strip, and we went to a rooftop during Christmas time. They had fake snow coming down next to a goddamn ice skating rink, and we were like, "Hey, we should flick up. This is the coolest fucking place ever." And took some photos, posted them on the Twitter, as the old people called it, as it was once called. And I posted it. A friend of mine at the time quoted it, and he was just being funny, and she liked it, and I looked at who liked it, and I was like, "Oh, interesting. She seems like someone I'd like to talk to." But also, I seen she was from out here, so I was like asking the friend, like, "Hey, do you know this person? Do you know of this girl?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah. We talked, we hung out before, but I don't know. She was kind of weird. Yeah, I don't really fuck with her like that." And I was like, "So it's cool if I talk to her?" He was like, yeah, go ahead." And obviously I did, and I hit her up. I said 5-letter word hello, and and I wasn't really looking to be with her either at the time. I was just like, "You seem like an interesting person. What you got going on? How do you see all this life stuff?"
Yeah, okay.
And that turned into talking. That turned into inviting her to Disneyland. And the day was weird. It wasn't weird like
it was just awkward because we didn't know each other.
It was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like she liked my homeboy more than she liked me.
No. Okay, first of all, I did not like him at all.
Not seeing it how I thought it was. You were entertaining his.
No, I wasn't. Okay, so
niggerdom.
His friend kept like cracking jokes. So I'm thinking, like, I swear to God, this is what I was thinking. His friend's cracking jokes to me. I'm looking at him the whole time because he's the only one I can stare at and not be like weirded out by. His friend's cracking jokes to me, and I'm like, "Oh, he's kind of funny. Like, I'm gonna treat him like he's like little bro or something. Like, I'm gonna be nice to him and laugh at his jokes because he's your friend."
Yeah.
Like, I have no reason to be mean to him.
Yeah.
And they weren't like, it was just he was being silly. So I was like, "Oh, haha, that's cool. Yeah." But he swears I was entertaining it. I was
you're
just
around Negroes.
I was just being like
entertain their niggerdom.
No, I was being
that could definitely
nice. I was giving him like a pity laugh.
And it felt like she was feeling his
pimping. I was just
so I was like, "Oh, okay."
Trying to be nice so that you don't think I was like mean or something.
I was just like, "Oh, I guess."
Was I supposed to like?
I didn't let that like stop anything. I could have just been like, "Oh, all right, well, I guess you don't."
You can have her,
but I didn't do that. Obviously, I was just like, "Oh, all right, well, I guess there's a competition today."
There was no competition.
We'll have to see how
there
this
was
ends.
Zero competition.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't even think you were cute or
No,
anything.
that's why I
don't
thought he was just trying to be funny to like
Yeah, I don't
make
know.
fun of you, if anything.
And so, yeah, that's how we met. And yeah, I was definitely gonna try to kiss her at the car. I don't know what's wrong with me. I rarely have
I didn't like
spurts of confidence.
I didn't like judge you for it because you know some people do.
Yeah,
which is like isn't a bad thing. I just personally am not that comfortable with that.
Yeah, and that's how we met.
And the rest is history.
I'm sorry, did I read that wrong?
Just like when you were walking me to my car.
My bad.
Also, we're 25. Everyone thinks he's super old for some reason.
Yeah,
and
I don't
maybe
know why.
they think I'm old too, but
I'm not old. I'm 25.
we're 25.
Someone was like, "Hey, what would you tell your 25-year-old self if you could again?" I was like, "Nigga, I am. What the fuck? How old do I look?"
And my family thought he was older than me for the longest. I think it's the beard.
I think it's the beard, and then I'm not for that bullshit. I'm not for the play.
I mean, I'm not either, but
I'm a goofy guy, but I don't act like a fucking 2-year-old in front of people. I only act like that in front of you.
You act like goofy in front of everybody. What do you mean?
Oh, fuck you. You don't know me. Who am I? I'm the Black Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck wouldn't say that to me.
Tom Selleck is old and decrepit now.
I think that's all the time we have for today.
No.
Back to you in the studio, Susan.
No, Susan. No, back to the studio.
Back to you in the studio, Susan.
By the way, this is not a fucking podcast.
It's not a podcast.
Don't fucking call it a podcast.
It's not a podcast.
It's not a podcast.
I wonder if anyone will comment something I say to comment.
Say something for them to comment.
Comment.
Bartholomew.
No. Comment, there's too many Jimmys.
Yeah. Fuck what I just said. Comment, there's too many Jimmys.
But if you want to comment his thing instead.
What did I say again?
I don't remember. Roll the tape.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Tight. Man, well, that was like
right.
3 or 4 hours of yapping.
Yeah. All right.
I'm ready to have some hot, sweaty...
No! Back to you in the studio, Susan.
All right, I'm done here.
Shake your butt. They deserve it. They waited this long. No, turn around. Like, face this way. Okay, thank you. That's enough. Thank you. That's enough. Yep, thank you. Okay. Yeah. And thank you for your time. No, don't. Back to you in the studio, Susan.
Wanna protect and attacking my vitamin VVS diamond, I'm dripping like I want a Hellcat McLaren, the model don't matter, a Tesla have me like walk in the building and buy everything that I see, I'ma feel like a king, I'm like flexing my exes and haters, the bald-headed bitches who curve me, I'm feeling like I want it all, give me that I want it all,